Hello, we're going to be watching more Star Trek today. You guys want to watch some Star Trek? Some decent episodes today, actually. Sons and Daughters, Behind the Lines, Favor the Bold, and Sacrifice of Angels. So we're going to get some Zial. We're going to get some... Are we getting some Garrick? Yeah, we're going to get a little Garrick. A lot of Cisco. We get Admiral Ross. He's pretty good. And yeah, we... Move Along Home we watched a long time ago. So we're doing these in order.
How dare you bring that episode up?
Well, someone in the YouTube brought it up. They asked if
How dare
we'd already
anybody bring that up?
I like Move Along Home. It's dumb, but it's fun. I like it.
Dumb's correct.
I like it. So yeah, everybody be queued up to Deep Space Nine, Season 6, Episode 3, Sons and Daughters. And then once the countdown timer hits 0, we'll all press play at the same time, and we'll watch some Star Trek. Seems good. How's the weather?
It's warm. I mean, it's not warm, but it's not snowing. As long as it's not snowing, it's good. Yeah, it's actually nice. And you don't even need a coat to go out. That's what kind of weather this is.
Yeah. How's the weather in Glasgow?
Clement.
Clement.
It will be inclement soon.
It's actually cooler. It's cooler in the shade, but it's nice in the sun.
Yeah. I don't know if you can split up the word inclement. I don't think that is a real thing. That doesn't sound right.
Mm-hmm.
I think he just did, though.
I mean,
apparently you can.
Probably
Okay.
means that climate used to be a
How
word.
dare you doubt my mastery of the English language?
Proof by experiment. You've used the word clement, therefore it exists. Yeah, the weather's pretty, it's fierce mild here. There's a little fog. There's a little sun. It's, I mean, it's not terribly exciting. It's the weather. You say Clement is... You know what? I got 2 minutes before we have to actually start the stream. Let me look up Clement. No, not Clementine. Okay, apparently Clement is a word. Interesting.
Made by the Scottish.
Made by the Scottish.
Yeah, just put it in there now so that when you inevitably searched it, it was there.
Let's see. So you are personally the Scottish?
Am I?
Apparently.
Okay.
You're just all of the Scottish. I didn't realize Scotland was a hive mind, but it's a good trait to pick. I highly recommend hive mind. It lets you get rid of consumer goods. Then your pops can demote or promote freely. Don't have to worry about demotion times.
Yeah, I mean, at a certain point, I just emerged as the manifestation of all Scots.
I see.
Yeah.
That'll happen. That will happen.
I guess that's one way to get around the there can only be one rule. What if you just merge everybody together? Then there is technically only one.
That was the concept of the movie One.
The movie one or the episode one? Because we have an episode one.
Oh, the one with, what was it, Jet Li, I think?
Not the one with the Borg from the future?
No. Sorry.
That's unfortunate.
Oh, the movie.
Yes.
Alright, 45 seconds to start. Everyone be queued up. Yada yada yada. Season 6, Episode 3. If anyone else would care to join the voice chat, there's a link to Discord in the description. Just click on that and you're in. Immediately. Preferably wear headphones, though, so we don't get show audio going through. Because copyright.
Copyright.
And audio quality. We don't want multiple copies of show audio.
Yeah, or else it's going to cause a bunch of feedback, and we don't want that.
Yeah,
Sons and Daughters. Is Sons and... Does,
no copyrights.
Well, I'll ask this in just a bit, because we have to press play in a second. Everybody press play in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play. Does Zial show up in this episode at all? Because they say sons and daughters.
Yes.
Huh.
I only remember the Alexander bits.
Oh, this is how sons and daughters are made.
Zial was there in this episode.
They're not even married. That's not very Christian of them.
Well, like Jillian said, a Trill and a Klingon
They
wouldn't
can
have
do
very
even
good
though they're not
chances.
married yet.
They're going to be married in 4 or 5 episodes. But not
They're
yet.
quite lucky. I've seen what happens after this. Like, many bruises.
The aesthetically pleasing
the-
infrared blue scene you have not missed. That's coming up. I don't know if it's this episode. I think it's in 2 episodes from now.
Which episode is the one where Worf remote controls Quark?
Oh, that was like season 4.
Yeah.
Was that looking for
To
Parmok
woo the
in all the wrong
Grilka.
places?
Yeah.
I also have a video about would this be more aesthetically pleasing if it were blue coming up tomorrow. Just a quick little 20-second joke video. Judge Z is such a troll.
ZL is in this episode, for whatever that's worth.
Zial number 3, in fact.
Yeah, I remember.
I should make a video about how the different Zials are actually just different people. Not the actresses. They're actually different characters named Zial. How many daughters does Dukat have? We don't know.
You
We
know,
know he gets with a lot of
Klingon-
people's mothers, so maybe there's infinite numbers of Zials.
The Klingon ships being red might actually make some kind of sense. That's something that used to be done on submarines so that people's eyes would stay adapted to the dark.
Okay. Also a bit of continuity here. Everybody here is on Martok's ship because Martok is the one who rescued them after they crashed on the Jem'Hadar planet. They're all being taken back home.
Oh, is this not after the Defiant gets,
Rocks and shoals.
Yeah, this is directly after Rocks and Shoals. No, the Defiant's fine. The Defiant's doing good. They just had to take the bug ship for a particular mission.
Oh, yeah, okay.
A barrel of blood wine. How big
What's
is
your
a barrel?
favorite year of blood wine?
I mean,
I think
hear
2309 is the best.
I hear there's no finer vintage than 2309.
2309. Oh.
I don't understand why Martok wouldn't want to get a replacement eye.
Because he looks cool without it.
I mean, he does.
Yeah. But, depth perception might help in a battle fight.
I guess Klingons just have some kind of grudge against restorative surgery. Well, can they make
think
an
it would-
actual functional eye? Or can they just put in
Yeah.
a glass one?
There's a scene where Bashir asks him, he's like, we could make you a new
right.
eye and it'll function perfectly. And he's like, no, I want the reminder.
Oh, there he is on the far
Has
right.
it be-
Alexander Rozhenko, who Worf is staring at.
Glaring.
How does Worf even recognize him? He doesn't look anything like he did the last time we saw him.
The
like
forehead
4 feet
ridges.
tall. Yeah, if you look at their foreheads,
See?
they have the same prosthetic, roughly.
Oh, you recognize as Alexander.
Oh, that was a Nazi salute, Alexander. No, that's the wrong salute to do.
Motion detected at the front driveway.
Do
In
all
front of the
Klingons
eyes,
do the
they-
Nazi salute, or did I just... Is that just him? Of a house in Belarus, actually. But do they have good tea in their nice house? We may never know.
But dare I
Glory
say
to
it had to
you.
be artificial.
And your house.
And your house. Worf, are you going to tell him about Alexander?
You could say that.
He's kinda your son. You did abandon him repeatedly.
I can't see
Oh.
how that would give anybody issues or a complex of any kind.
No.
None at
No
all.
hits. Don't
It'll
skip
be
it if you
fine.
did.
No, do not skip the intro. It's a bad button.
No.
Yeah, I don't... Is Worf gonna become a good father in this episode, or is it gonna continue being awful?
Oh, I don't
I
think
s-
he ever becomes a good father, does he?
Just based on,
No.
like, TV tropes, I would assume he's an awful father for the first, like, 80%, and then he suddenly becomes a good father at the very end.
I think he gets as good as he'll ever be, which is still bad.
Oh.
Okay. That sounds likely. Also, for the record-
just watch when he
Alexander
Just watch when
Rozhenko is, like, 6 years old
Yeah.
What? Right now?
right now.
8,
Oh.
I think.
8 years old? He's a child, at any
Yeah.
rate. By
He can
human
hold a
standards.
batleth, then he's an adult, I guess, right?
That's literally a rule, yes, in Klingon culture. They talk about it in the episode where Worf wants to kill himself.
They'll be drinking later on. So, just
That's
give your
fine.
8-year-old some 140 proof blood
Ah.
wine.
It's okay, adult supervision.
200 proof.
just watch when he has to deal with that baby.
What is?
and
Let's find
it's a
out. What is the
different story.
proof of blood wine?
So, which is weirder? I posed this question in the Discord, but now we have a bunch more people. Is it weirder that Alexander is a child soldier at 8 years old going to war? Or is it weirder that Kes was dating a hobbit at 2 years old?
Yeah.
The latter.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, Kess.
I don't know.
Dating a hobbit. I had to think about that for a second. I'm like, what is, oh, Neelix
Neelix.
and his feet.
Oh, Mark
I wish they had given. I wish they had given Impala more screen time.
Do we know which
didn't know
one
if
is
it was-
Impala?
She's the Dabble girl that they started out on. They panned over. She's always wearing like a half see-through thing.
On the Rebellion. Oh, Resistance Cell. Okay. No, that's a really good question. How do you know? It's supposed to be a secret. It's very much supposed to be a secret. They're
You're wrong.
surrounded by enemy soldiers.
Well, if Jake knows, everybody knows. So they're just putting up with it.
The Dominion just doesn't care because they don't consider them a threat. They're like the Borg.
She doesn't need him. She's fine the way she is.
Jake, you can just blackmail them to get in. Say, if you don't let me in, I'll tell the Jem'Hadar. That's surefire. I guess Jake is giving up on the whole writing thing. Since literally no one has ever read one of his stories. Or reports on the Dominion. Well, no, that's not true. Wei-Yun has. Wei-Yun's read them.
Yeah.
I'm still surprised that Wei-Yun, a fascist, basically dictator of Bajor, is perfectly willing to actually sit down and read someone's stories about this. He doesn't delegate it. He doesn't dismiss it. He's like, yeah, I'll go through it with you. It's great. You're a good writer, Jake. I'm very proud of you. Oh,
We're
there
all
she is.
very proud.
There's you.
Zial 3.
Yeah. There's you.
From the university. Wow, she's going up quick. She didn't even, like, get her GED. She was just in a labor camp her whole life. Learns quick.
All great artists are a little bit tormented, eh?
I mean, I don't...
You don't need to know science and history to be a good painter.
Let's see.
I don't think by
Vincent
tortured, I don't think
Van
that
Gogh.
means you need to have been in a forced labor camp. That seems excessive. Literally one ship against the Gempire. Okay. Good luck with that.
The suicide mission. Great. Sounds like fun.
Yeah, I mean, Martok's getting a little old, so, you know, get out of there. Go into an impossible mission, get yourself killed, die with glory.
I wouldn't find that fun.
Actually, he has 2 sons. Or is it 3?
Is a private matter.
Remember.
Does Worf have a 3rd child? He adopted
Same
that
used
one
to.
kid that he made Roos die with. Was there a 3rd?
In the episode with the alternate realities with parallels, he had 2 kids with Tina.
Okay. Because you're a terrible father, that's why, Worf. He didn't want the future that I wanted for him, so I abandoned him. He didn't want the job that I wanted him to have. My son didn't become a doctor, so I disowned him.
Either he didn't get it or he didn't want it.
Does he have to call him General if he's literally his brother now?
Yeah, Worf's very formal. You know what he's like.
Yeah, I was wondering, what is the relationship now between Martok and Worf, now that Worf is part of the House of Martok? Is it like older brother?
Is Martok his
younger
brother,
brother,
or
or-
is he his dad?
Cousin or
Is
something.
is
I think-
Worf more like a vassal? Like, I mean, what is the...
Well, I think if they're on a warship, it would be more like the regular chain of command in the military style. But if they weren't doing that, then it would be brother, and
That was-
Martok would be the elder.
When they're
Right.
when they're not on
I
a
was
warship
kind of
together,
going to say the same thing.
does Worf
I
call
think
him
it's-
Marty?
Well, if it's
Oh,
on the
Marty.
ship,
I think that,
Well-
Martok probably considers him a brother, but I would guess on paper he's more like a vassal, like he's a member of the house. He's not blood,
He's- He's a made man, is what he is. Yeah.
if they were on the ship, they would have to use the regular chain of command.
He could be like a Castilian, maybe.
Says
Yes,
the
it
This is
is.
one.
Worf.
He is a warrior.
No, we don't understand each other, Worf. I don't understand you at all.
Wow.
Well,
I've completely neglected you and given you no training, but I expect you to do twice as good as everybody else.
Every court needs a jester. That's why he's on board.
It's kind of depressing, actually, that Alexander did end up becoming a warrior when it's definitely not what he wanted.
Yeah.
Good job, Worf.
When the Klingons be at war, duty calls.
Oh, disappointment.
Yes, it's because of your father. Your father is Space Hitler, Zial.
she has this idea, this fantasy that Major Kira and her dad are going to get together and they're going to be a happy family or something.
It's just weird.
I suppose you'd be
Yeah.
clawing for some kind of normality at that point, though, wouldn't you?
I don't know if that's ever like explicitly stated, but if it is the case, it doesn't like seem as strange as you might think when you consider the fact that her family before was literally a Bajoran mother and Ducat.
Hmm.
Yeah. I think she has a bit of Stockholm syndrome with Ducat.
Well, yeah.
As probably did her mother.
Oh yeah, that's right. The last time we saw them here, he literally left her for dead.
Yeah.
He was going to
Forgot
kill her.
about that detail. You already gave him a chance and he tried to kill you. He left you for dead. What he wants, y'all. How many chances are you going to give him? I'm pregnant, and O'Brien's the father.
No.
Oh no.
They can bond over that.
Oh no, it would be perfect if it was Garrick. Even though we know Garrick wouldn't, but it'd be perfect. I think his head would explode. Ducat.
Is that a Cardassian freighter?
That's exactly what I was going to point out. It's the same model
It
except
is.
tinted green.
It is. There's some,
So my
I
head
think that's
canon is
neat.
that they order them from the same shipyard.
Was
Yes,
it in
we
the
was
shape
like
of a triangle.
100. Yes, it's vaguely triangle. I think it's from Triangle Shipyards, and they make the ships for everybody,
Brian, I think it's
Made to-
another triangle ship there.
made to order.
That wasn't a triangle.
Well, it looked like a triangle, except it was longer.
It's a very common ship model. It's a different one. Apparently there's just one very efficient freighter design. Works great.
Correct.
Very efficient.
Or they could have just like stolen those from the Cardassians when they invaded.
Painted them green.
Yeah.
The Klingons are big on color branding. They gotta have some synergy with the rest of the fleet.
Wonder what's in Grapak sauce.
Look at the plate in the foreground. Well, if we ever see it again, which we won't, because now I mentioned it. But it had like mashed potatoes, it had green peas, it just had regular Earth food on it.
Root beer.
Sorry, Ryan. Space food wasn't available when they were filming this.
Yes.
Do you remember the feast Riker had
Lasagna?
before he
Dak?
went to the Klingon ship? He had like all sorts of raw meat and animals on it.
Yeah.
Octopus, crab.
That's a good way to get a pry on.
Klingons do not laugh.
Yeah, we do. Worf doesn't.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
See, look at that plate in the foreground, right there. Is that like a chicken breast and some mashed potatoes?
It looked like rice or something. Oh.
Alexander, you don't even know how to use that. You're not even holding it tightly. It's like shaking in your hand.
He's probably wondering if he remembered to recharge it, but then it doesn't take batteries.
Yeah, Alexander's just gonna die here. Which apparently is totally within the rules. You can just kill people. No, he doesn't even have an energy whip.
Well, if he fights like a Ferengi, his dad has a solution for that. He can just remote control him.
True.
Yeah.
War throws him the remote control.
Now, Worf's not stepping in when he sees that Alexander gets a hit, but as soon as Alexander starts losing, then he calls it off.
Nepotism on a Klingon ship? Never.
That's my boy. You can't slash him. Seems a bit odd to me that Worf is in his Starfleet uniform.
Imagine all this kicked off,
is.
interrupted your dinner, and now you get sent away. You can't even eat. Like, bruh.
Yeah. Maybe they have snacks in their room.
You just grab
never-
some gack and put it in your pocket as you walk out.
They never offered them in uniform. Well,
He wore a
Hopefully your
uniform
room's
the last
closed
time
so
he
the
was on a
gack doesn't
Klingon ship.
squirm out.
yeah.
Ah,
I don't know.
Honestly, Zeal, that's not great.
what is it?
I think it's a tree.
Oh. Okay.
Is it really good, Kira? It looks really basic.
Maybe it's like abstract.
Art is so subjective.
I don't know. I'm not impressed.
Would it be better if they were blue?
Maybe. They might be more aesthetically pleasing then.
It's good for her. Good for her. Good for her.
I'm pretty sure when he sees the name Zial Dukat, he's going to be like, oh, yeah,
Oh,
excellent
very,
work.
very good, very good.
Great.
Yeah.
Apparently,
Stop,
Zial
don't
Dukat.
hurt me.
apparently required Space Hitler's daughter to get into art school. Dukat himself could not get in.
Oh no, is this? I wonder if that was intentional.
I don't think the writers were thinking of him as Space Hitler.
He always says this.
Seriously, what is that, like, line, that squiggly line on the bottom? Is that supposed to be a wave, or... Honestly, I'm not impressed.
Yeah, looks like a wave. Yeah, it kind of looks like a wave to me.
Alright, how many minutes until he starts getting creepy about it? I don't like seeing Dukat being nice to people. I don't trust it.
Yeah. It's
So
never
it's
gonna-
Dukat. It's already creepy. Come on.
It's at certain points you start to almost get on board and believe he's becoming a better person, and then a few episodes later he dashes your hopes.
Stay
Oh,
here
yeah.
and die.
They're very good at keeping him exactly as evil as they want. Yeah.
It's because you want the anti-hero to become a good person as well, and then he's just like, nope, I'm gonna kill you now.
Yeah, Dukat has a first name in the books, but it's not great. Scrain Dukat.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think we talked about this once
Strange.
before, and
We
one of
did.
the possible names was Elmo. Could you imagine?
Elmo Dukat.
Elmo Dukat.
Honestly, it's better than
Tickle me
Scrain.
Dukat. Tickle me Dukat.
I'm not going to make Cardassia strong again.
I love the political parallels when Dukat starts actually chanting about make Cardassia strong again.
Yeah.
It works so well.
Yeah. Pretty startling.
But no, Star Trek isn't political, so we can't use it for political purposes. It's just a silly
No,
TV
of
show.
course not.
Time for the pew pew in space.
Pew pew in space.
But the
Yeah.
way that Star Trek approaches it, it makes it accessible for people no matter what their opinions are. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't alienate people.
It always attempts to show it from both sides.
I mean,
And
there are
then
definitely
you realize
times when
through
it
that analysis that
is
okay,
very explicitly
here's the
saying, no,
conclusion.
this side is wrong about this. But because it does it
was that?
metaphorically.
Yeah, it shows you rather than just says this is bad.
I was thinking because it does it metaphorically, the people watching who Star Trek is explicitly calling wrong about something, or will say, no, they're not talking about me, they're talking about this other thing. They're not talking about real politics.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not Klingon. What the hell?
What are you doing, Alexander? You want to do some work? Alexander, what are you doing?
This is a bruh moment right now.
That lady Klingon looks very familiar. Does anyone know her name?
She is played by actress Gabrielle Union, who went on to star in, I don't know, Bring It On, Bad Boys 2.
Yeah. Her
I don't know
family
those,
is huge
but I can check her
Star Trek fans.
IMDb.
Gabrielle Union is a big deal. She wanted a cameo, though. That's the reason she's here.
Yeah,
But is she a
she's married
big
to
deal in
Dwayne
anything
Wade.
that I personally like? No, I don't know.
I don't know.
I know she's been in a lot of stuff. It takes some time here.
I'm looking through her IMDb. It doesn't really look like she's in anything that I'm familiar with. She's in a ton of stuff, just not anything that I've seen.
Well, I don't get
she's on
why
TV
Worf
a
even
lot.
cares about this. He didn't really care about Alexander up until this moment.
Because now Alexander's reflecting badly on him.
Oh,
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah.
But he's not part of any house, so
The hallmark
Doesn't matter.
of only the best parents is that they only care to the extent that it reflects upon them.
Exactly.
Ooh. Yeah, that's a good point actually, because it's painted almost in this episode he's like trying to sort of save Alexander from himself, but you just nailed it there with Worf only cares because it makes him look bad.
If Alexander just never shown up on the ship, Worf would be very happy to continue ignoring him for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, that just shows the lengths that Alexander had to go to get his dad's attention. Literally throw himself into the churn of war.
I don't know if these watch-alongs are a good idea, because the more we do, the more I'm realizing how these characters are all just awful. Everybody here is a terrible person. What is wrong with them? Is it favored by the Gemini?
Maybe in
are
that
we
one
sure?
episode with the ziggurat, like maybe.
Maybe Julian? I mean, is he bad? He's kind of annoying, but not necessarily bad.
He's a total creep in the first 2 seasons.
Yeah. Is that just he doesn't know how to act yet?
He's a frontier
Maybe.
medical expert. He's a wonderful person.
His acting wasn't very good in the first couple seasons, no. He got so much better.
Especially, what was the one Vantica when he was playing Vantica?
Hail
I was like,
Vantica.
he might have got better at playing Julian Bashir, but did he really get better at acting?
I mean,
Julian,
I don't
Julian
know.
Bashir was great in Game of Thrones.
Yeah,
He's been good at other things. Like he was good in Seriana. Oh.
Like James Doohan was really good at playing Scotty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Argos, would you like to weigh in on
Yeah,
that
okay.
Scottish bit about Scotty?
Yeah.
Not really, because I believe he's Canadian.
But he's playing a Scot.
The character was supposed to be. Yeah.
Look at it this way. My one response to
He's
this
Canadian.
is always, I've never heard any Scottish person say diaper.
Diapers. He was saying diapers before your grandfather was in diapers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen Siddiq El Dahila Fazil Abdurrahman Muhammad Ahmad Abdul Karim Al Makti in anything else. I'm aware he's in Game of Thrones, but I didn't watch it.
Oh,
Yeah, no comment to Scotty's accuracy of his dialect, but as a character, I mean, he had the character down.
oh
yeah,
yeah.
it was a great character.
Yeah.
The energy and everything was right, but the accent,
No.
Is that one of Zial's paintings? It's a dress, isn't it? He's getting creepy. It's totally a dress.
Oh, this is a creepy scene.
Yeah,
yeah, this is the moment
Yeah, I
she
don't like
realizes
this.
she's becoming a collaborator.
this looks like something that the intendant would wear.
That's it right there.
Yeah. Stay away from mirrors if you don't want to have any epiphanies.
But now she must understand, like, the hatred she's felt for collaborators the whole time. Now she gets it. Like, why they did it.
Well, we already had a scene of her realizing she was becoming a collaborator a couple episodes ago. That was the whole bit about her forming the resistance. Okay. No, Ducat, you can't say that. You can't tell people what they feel about you. She will get over it. Not Ducat, Zial will get over it.
All right, but now watch how Ducat spins this situation, right?
Is it gonna be Kira abandoned you?
No.
No,
So
it's
you should
just
love me even more.
it's just truly indicative of his psychopathy.
Oh, I remember now. Oh yeah, this messed up. I don't think they're even the same size.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Luckily, they know Taylor.
I don't think he's on the station at the moment.
No, he's not.
Oh.
Otherwise, Ducat would have.
But didn't he do
executed
that
him.
with something else? At one point, maybe.
Oh come on,
Maybe I'm
Alexander!
misremembering.
I'm
wouldn't it
better
be
with
messed
assault
up?
than that.
You kind of have to respect Ducat's hustle, though, you know? Like,
Yeah.
he's good at
Would
what he
Do
does.
you?
Would it be messed up though if she ended up with Garrick because her dad got her a dress that didn't fit and she had to go to the tailor?
Oh.
Whoa, that's deep.
It's all coming together. It's all coming full circle. Well balanced. You're just trash with it.
I mean, that's essentially what he says.
Yeah.
Yep, he says it without saying it.
Who served the Empire. Now the question is, did the Empire do anything wrong? The Galactic Empire.
Palpatine took the steps necessary to protect the galaxy against the Yuzong Bong invasion. That's why they needed a planet killer, because they turned planets into weapons.
I see.
Oh, we got
Yep,
Palpatine
that's definitely
sympathizing
what it
here.
was. I thought he just wanted to bring peace, freedom, justice, and security to his new empire.
Oh, yeah, that's what RoboCorp said.
You can't sell the concept of a planet-killing weapon as protection against an extra galactic invader. They're gonna think you're crazy. So yeah, it's got to be for domestic issues.
That's Legends, though. That's not real canon. That's not alpha canon, you could say. I think in alpha canon, the only explanation is he just likes being evil and having power. Though if the reason
evils.
was like he wants to prepare the galaxy against the Yuzong Vong, that's basically the same explanation they gave to Revan for conquering the galaxy. He needs to protect it against the Sith Empire. You already did that a lot, Worf. It's too late.
Yep. Well, in which he realizes he's a warrior.
In 5 years. That's more than half of his life. I'm just remembering later on when Worf and Jadzia get married and he's all like, oh, I have to prove myself to be a good father to your potential children. It's like, no, Worf, you already proved that you'd be a bad father to our children. We know this already.
Why they get married then?
Pages and pages of documents.
I don't know why they got
Why'd they
married.
get
I don't
married?
know.
Why'd they get married then?
Because they were worried that one of them would die before the end of the war. And they wouldn't get the
Yeah.
chance.
Don't worry. They're main characters. They'll be fine.
Yeah.
They have a
Better
contract.
Until
be
contract negotiations.
They better be fine.
As long as, someone like Rick Berman doesn't get in the way and screw things up.
Negotiations. There must have been Ferengi involved.
And as long as Rick Berman doesn't say, if you weren't here, you'd be working at Kmart.
Yeah, we still have one more
Walmart's
episode of
what I always
TNG
say.
where Worf and Alexander see each other. That's the one where we get Alexander from the future coming back in time.
Who is also Dr. Mora, and also the
Right.
Romulan defector, and also a few other things that escape me at the moment.
Yeah, just one more, I think.
One more character he played?
One more episode with Alexander in TNG.
Time to have a funny, happy time in the corridor.
Disengage overload suppressor. Seems an interesting strategy.
Safeties.
I mean, they did that in Enterprise episode where they overloaded the face
This
cannons.
operation not recommended.
That's a really good episode, that one.
It was. Silent Enemy. Highly recommend it.
And then we never saw him again. All these really
that's 'cause
compelling
they whipped out
storylines.
the Bim Bim.
They were kind of weird
That
looking
race
aliens,
realized,
though.
you
They
know
look
what,
like
this ship is going to just blow itself up before we investigate it fully, so we'll just leave it alone.
they looked like mushroom people in that episode.
Did we see them? I thought that
Yeah,
the only
yeah,
thing
they
they did was
invaded the
send back
ship.
their own video.
Yeah, they shoot at them and stuff at one point, and it just has no effect. Like, to the actual guys on board.
Yeah, a couple of them board. I don't remember what they were doing, but they did board.
They were, I think, planting something.
Here, let
It's
me
like a
bring it up
sensor.
on the YouTube stream. Right here. This is what they look like. They're very pretty. What a handsome race.
Hmm. Lovely eyes.
Yep.
What race is that?
They don't have a name, but that's the people from Enterprise Silent Enemy.
Oh, gotcha.
They have a name in beta canon, I think, but not in alpha canon. And now everybody loves Alexander. It all worked out.
He locked himself in the closet.
Is she gonna tell Kira about the dress?
No.
No.
He's also evil, Kira. I feel like we should take that into consideration.
He has an evil father.
Well, I mean, Zial knows that Kira thinks that. It's just, how do you tell her that?
I mean,
He's an evil father.
Zial knows that he's done all that stuff because he admitted it. He just said, "No, I've changed. I'm a different person.
Yeah.
I regret that." He
Of course,
regrets the
his
genocide.
regular old line.
He hasn't changed.
Not at all.
No.
He did shave his facial hair though, so that's one change. Shaved his
I didn't
his
notice that.
sideburns.
What?
I didn't.
No,
notice
that was a different Cardassian. It just happens to look exactly the same and sound exactly the same,
Oh, it's
other than the
sideburns.
sideburns. It's like the Mirror Universe. Just add a goatee, and it's a different character.
There wasn't it was Robo Barile. I don't know what that has to do with the with Dukat, but yeah, there was a Robo Barile briefly.
Oh yes, the half positronic brain.
Yep.
Hopped up on all sorts of drugs, replacement organs.
When he technically can feel things physically, but there's no emotional connection to anything anymore. It's like this means nothing to me. Is Alexander joining the House of Martok?
Yep.
Looks like it. They're doing that thing that Klingons love to do where they slash their hands up.
Looks like
God, they've got to be
You mean when
so
they have,
crazy amounts of scars.
They have the blood capsule on the back of the knife, and they rub it on their hand.
I think I mentioned this before, but like when I was in college, and this show was still airing, I didn't have cable in college, so I couldn't like watch it anywhere. So I turned to alternate means to get it, and most of the alternate means copies of the show had Swedish subtitles. But
Okay.
for some reason, there would be Swedish subtitles of what the Klingons were saying in scenes like this, where we get no subtitles in English. So like the Swedes know what they're saying.
Oh, interesting.
Why did the
I
Swedes
think
know
we
so
know
much
what they're
Klingon?
saying.
No.
And one
The
of
Swedes
them-
don't know Klingon. There would be Swedish subtitles for the Klingon parts.
Yeah, so why
So
do the
what were they
people
saying?
who speak Swedish understand the Klingon so well? Why do the Swedish subtitlers speak Klingon?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Oh, I have no idea.
I don't trust them.
So come on, tell us what they were saying.
Yeah, do you speak Swedish?
Maybe they're. Maybe
Me?
it's
I don't know. It was in Swedish.
Why don't you speak Swedish?
Because I'm American and we only speak one language.
Das ist nicht richtig.
American.
American has to speak one language. One language.
Wir sprechen mehr Sprachen als Englisch.
No, that's actually one of my.
As
things with the
Ryan just
American.
proved, we only speak one language.
I speak.
That's
a
one of my
little
beefs
bit.
with the American public education system is that we don't at all value
I speak
multilingual
American.
education.
Yeah, my school required you to take at least 2 years of foreign language. And that
Well,
was
yeah, we had to do
I
that
had
in
to
high
take-
school, but like
Yeah.
you're supposed to start much younger.
Yeah.
It would have been better
Oh,
if they had
yeah.
started teaching us something in like third grade.
Yeah.
I had to. I had to take.
You can learn a second language at any point in life. It's a matter of time dedication. When you're younger, you've
But
got
it's-
a lot more time to dedicate to it.
No, it's definitely easier
Your
when
mind
you're
is
about
more
10.
malleable.
So you had to
Yeah.
take
Yeah.
Spanish, Kevin?
No, there's been plenty of study that's
I had to take.
disproven that
I had
idea.
to take Spanish. I had to take Spanish when I was in high school.
Yep.
Now there comes a point in your life where you can no longer
Oh, no,
like,
not-
achieve
not-
fluency
Not in high school,
in the
middle
same
school.
way that you would if you had learned when you were younger.
Oh wow.
There's
I had
been
to
people
take-
that have learned languages continuously their entire lives and became perfectly fluent in many languages.
I had
1
to
minute
take-
Yeah, those
countdown
are
to the
also-
next episode. 1 minute countdown. Starting now.
Those people are also polyglots who have been learning languages for a long time, and there's a certain degree of brain training, to use a completely non-scientific term, that comes along with that. Like you have an ability to understand that kind of thing when you learn more languages. If you're like me, and the only thing that you've learned is a little bit of Latin and a little bit of Spanish when you were in your late teens, generally learning a language is going to require a lot of sit-down time, study, learning a bunch of idiosyncratic grammar rules, and a ton of vocabulary. And it's
Oh,
just
yeah, I
it's a
take
lot
that
of
back.
work.
You're
I
right,
took
but
Spanish
that's
in high school.
exactly what's required even when you're younger. The difference is when you're younger, you spend a lot of time doing not things. Adults
Right,
have
I
to do
suppose.
lots of things.
But there is definitely a brain component
10
that younger
seconds.
brains are more apt to learn.
All right, everybody, press play in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play.
I'm sneezing my
Ooh,
mouth.
Excelsior. And what's that
Oh,
thing on
it's
the
so
bottom? What's that
pixely.
ship on the far down? What is that?
That's a centaur
a-
class.
It's upside down.
Oh, the Centaur.
Excelsior.
That's Charlie's ship, is it?
It's not a triangle set.
So apparently,
Alright.
yeah, I'm not really familiar with many ships that have very long nacelles like that. I just know the Discovery has really long nacelles. Apparently,
At what
so
point
does
do the
Centaur.
skis get too long and it becomes unstable? Like,
I don't think it matters. You can just have arbitrarily long nacelles. Oh, that's a really efficient battery then. Jeez, if that can hold enough power to, like, power phasers. What could you power with
think
that
it's
in
more
real
like-
life? You could power, like, a computer.
Hmm.
For a couple hours.
is this like an energy crystal type thing, or is it like something that focuses it, or that actually provides all the power? So I thought they just
I
got the
think
power
it's-
from the core, like the warp core.
Apparently they don't
I think it's-
recharge.
Yeah. I think it's something like it's like a device that's like a capacitor, and once that's burned out, you have to replace it. But it's like the power comes from the core, but it fills this capacitor, so you can discharge a whole bunch of current all at once.
Yeah.
That's my headcanon, because
That
otherwise
makes
it wouldn't
sense.
make sense.
What happens when the ship gets like rocked and they all fall over every time?
They've overloaded the inertial dampers slightly. Not enough to make
Change
everybody
the
into a
shell.
pink paste. Not enough to make everybody a pink paste under the hundreds of G-forces they're experiencing, but just enough to knock you out of your seat.
Yeah.
They knocked the cells over again.
They're
Yeah.
perfectly calibrated. In fact, they're designed to do that, to give people on the ship a sense of urgency.
There you go. And a few broken
Yeah.
bones once in a while.
Just in case you were busy procrastinating, now your face is on the ground.
It's hard to
Concussion,
tell
yeah.
exactly how much damage the ship is taking when everything's just perfectly steady. So, give people a little shake to give some feedback.
They have artificial gravity all the time, always. Yet that shake, they can't nail that down.
Yeah, Admiral Watts' uniform looks pretty good. I like it.
Yeah, that's a good point. There's a not evil admiral in an episode of Star Trek.
Was he not evil? Because I feel he was complicit with Section
Oh well,
31.
yeah, I suppose he ends up kind of evil in the end, doesn't he?
I mean, just one time. And that was the needs of the many. Outweigh the needs of the one.
Just the one time he was evil. He wasn't a career evil admiral. He was just
he
momentarily
dabbled.
evil.
He in his
He
off time.
dabbled in the dark arts.
Why would you write that down?
I mean, that seems like a reasonable idea. Poison the gem
Yeah,
had
but
eye.
why would you write it down?
I don't know. Because he wanted to, like, hand it over to Wei Yun, I guess. Have you and your whole race thrown off the station? You can't say that, Tamar. Oh, now
So
they
why
use
is
the
it that-
gun.
Why
Oh,
is it that the
Jesus.
Dominion just sort of leave people who they know to be members of like an insurgency on the station? Just space them, and then they don't have these problems.
I think officially they don't know, but they should.
The Dominion
Yeah,
would not even
yeah.
blink at that idea of spacing them.
Nope. Especially Wei Yun.
No.
You can't release a man and then execute him. It makes no sense. God, I do have commentary when we get to that scene. Basically in the form of, why would Kira ever think Wei Yun would let him go? Doesn't make sense, Kira.
I mean, you miss every shot you don't take.
He was in jail for a week, and she's like,
True.
that's long enough for, treason and sabotage against the Dominion, right? They'll be fine with that. A week in jail. It's the Dominion, Kira. What do you want?
I don't like that Wayun calls this a Cardassian station when he's supposed to have a non-aggression treaty with Bajor, because the station was conceded to Bajor during their the withdrawal agreements initially. So he should recognize that and honor that and consider it a Bajoran station.
I would piss the Cardassians off. Those are current allies, though.
Well, Wayun's desire to please the Cardassians diminishes significantly
Yeah.
towards the end of the war. I don't see that he actually cares. I mean, even now, there's just a means to an end,
He
right?
only cares so much as the
Yeah.
Cardassians are useful to him.
He's like Worf as a father.
Yes,
He only
exactly.
cares about the Cardassians to the extent that it reflects upon him to the
They're
founders.
making the Dominion look bad. Stop it.
Not even the Dominion, him, because he's supposed to manage them.
At least the Jem'Hadar remembered how to use their guns now. Normally they just bludgeon people with their rifles.
Jeffrey Combs.
Hey, Jeff. Jeff's
My
pretty
name,
cool.
Jeff.
You know,
Oh, hey, Morn.
we should see if we could get him in on a watch along. I wonder if he'd be down for that. That'd be
He's
so
got
cool.
better things to do.
Who did he block on Twitter? Who was that? Was that you, Bill?
Oh no, he didn't block me.
I mean, now it's not a good time.
Yeah, he definitely didn't respond, but no, he didn't block
Now
me.
it's
It
not a
was
good
just,
time.
buried.
But I'm still waiting on my choker thing.
I'm debating whether I should throw down some money for a short Zoom Q&A with Jeffrey Combs as part of a Reanimator thing later this month.
Hey. How much would a Zoom Q&A with Jeffrey Combs cost?
I get to talk to him one-on-one for 2 minutes for like $50.
Oh. That's, a
Hmm.
lot.
Can you
How
get
many
20
dollars
minutes
per hour
for
is that? Let's see.
500
That's
bucks?
$1,500 per hour.
Oof. You up for
I
it,
mean,
Ryan?
he's a good actor.
What, 1,500?
The Algolis cluster. For some reason, I remember Captain Picard giving a log about the Algolis cluster. I don't remember where. Well, in TNG, obviously, but
I think he would give you a better rate if you're buying a whole hour at a time, because then he doesn't have to deal with, 30 people.
I think you're
it's through
getting.
Wizard World. I think you can do up to 10 purchases, but it's like, I don't know what I talked to Jeffrey Combs about for more than a few minutes anyway.
oh, the Argolis cluster is where they found Hugh. An Iborg. Yeah, it'd be nice to have. As much as I think
I
we
would
would
talk
all
to him
enjoy
about
having
from
Jeffrey
the
Combs
end.
for a watch along on a Jeffrey Combs episode, I don't think that's going to happen. That seems unlikely.
Yeah. Mm.
Yeah, it'd be a bit weird for him, I think. I wonder how actors feel when they see whatever they consider their best work, but except now they're 20 years older.
Ha.
Don't know. Yeah, this is on you, Odo. You can't just storm out of the room and then assume nothing else happens. Things do continue to happen when you're not there. The whole point is to cause mayhem, Odo. You're a resistance cell. How do you even know that, Gira? How does she know that the Federation's losing? Did Wei Yun tell her that?
I mean,
Eh,
she may not. Well, he might have been, but she may not be as cut off as everybody else is because she is a senior officer.
Do we want to question Odo's loyalties? I
Yes.
think we might
Probably
have to
should.
question Odo's loyalties.
I think they are questionable.
Oh, hey, Salome. Yeah, we haven't seen her in a while. Made our way all the way out here. Don't worry, Kira. His
It couldn't
loyalties are
possibly
true
turn
to
me evil.
Bejor. She won't corrupt him. I don't know why she's surprised by this. She already knows that he loves her.
Oh, yeah.
We had a whole episode about it. What do the founders even do then? They leave the details of the war to the Vorta. They leave managing the Dominion to the Vorta. What do the founders do?
Come
Hang
on.
around in their,
They chill
hang around
out.
in the
It's a big
They
scam.
chill out in their
part of the Great
pool.
Lake. Yeah.
Yeah, they live in that pond where they're all goo.
And that's all they do. So really, the
That's
Vorta
kind of the
are the
whole
ones
point,
who
is that
rule.
that's all they want to do.
The Vorta are the true rulers of the Dominion.
No. See, if you were a Vorta, you'd have just been recycled for saying that.
Yes, Odo, that one time that he harmed a changeling, at a time when the changeling he harmed was trying to kill him.
So did the changeling send the baby changeling to Odo?
I don't think so.
Because Quark bought it, but did it find its way to him through them?
Wait,
Maybe that's how they forgave him.
if the founders live in a big pool, and they typically give orders while they're hanging out in the pool, does that mean the founders are the original hot tub streamers?
It depends whether the pool's hot or not.
I assume it's pretty warm. They're all generating heat.
Well, we know that she likes the room cold, so remember when she has them turn the temperature down, and though that might be relative to what the Cardassians have it turned to, so who knows?
They like it hot.
You're getting a promotion, Ben. Congratulations.
So, at some point in the series, Ira Stephen Bear wanted to promote Cisco to admiral and just say, "Let it be the admiral for the war," but Rick Berman said no.
I mean, basically, he's the admiral. They just don't give him the rank.
Yeah,
You know,
He looks surprised.
Rick Berman strikes me as a guy that if you want to pitch anything to him, you have to make him think it was his idea to get him to agree to it.
right.
Probably.
Yeah.
Ira should have been like, one of the writers had this crazy idea, and I think he was stupid, but, he was talking about making Cisco an admiral for the war. Can you believe that? And then just, leave it at that, and then a couple days later, he'll be like, I was thinking.
Yeah.
That's basically
wouldn't
what,
believe it.
what's his name? What Robert Picardo did to get in First Contact.
Right. Yeah.
Because, I don't understand something. Why don't you explain it to me? Why doesn't the EMH exist on the Enterprise E? It's a new fancy ship.
Janeway was an admiral.
Yep, Janeway gets an admiral ship.
Yeah,
Janeway becomes an admiral to
Janeway-
get her out of the way so she stops screwing with the entire galaxy.
Janeway gets admiral.
To be fair, she does become an evil admiral.
She does. Oh, come on, Jeffrey.
fair-
Don't deflect the blame.
I can't really blame Janeway for wanting to get a desk job because, one of the first times she goes out with Voyager, they get shot across the galaxy and she has to spend most of her time trying to get home. I think
There
she
were
wants to stay on the
extenuating
starships.
circumstances.
Hey, it's Janeway's fault they didn't get home. She could have broke the rules in the first instance instead of right at the end and got home straight away.
Right. She could have just said, "Yeah, we got over there. We found the technology to get back," and then there were, we just came back.
Yeah.
She didn't have to say anything about the Ocampa or anything like that. Like, computer, delete that entire log entry.
She condemned the Ocampans
Yes,
to
the
death
memories were
anyway. They only had
fragmented
5
and
years of
the-
energy.
The
She didn't
memories
even
were
tell 'em
actually
that-
mostly corrupted anyway in that battle, as we find out in the conspiracy episode, where Seven
Yeah.
builds hundreds of conspiracies out of nothing.
Janeway didn't even stop to tell the Ocampans that the caretaker was dead. She just left them there with 5 years of energy, and that's all they had. And then they died out, I assume.
Well, since they only lived 4 years, she figured, just don't have kids, you'll be fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, just live it up for a bit, and See that episode of Voyager when they're kind of getting home, but then eventually you realize that it's not the same ship, and it turned into a debris field. That's a really sad episode.
Yeah, of course, Oblivion. It's a good episode. I don't know if I enjoy it, but it's very good.
I was impressed that Harry Kim was the last man standing.
Well,
He's just-
if he's the last man standing, then he's the captain by default. He gets promotion.
I suppose he
He
wanted to
gets
get
to be
home the
captain,
most,
but he
so
still doesn't get the promotion.
he held himself together through sheer will.
As acting captain, he promotes himself to the rank of commander.
I'm not
No,
sure you
why
could
why
do
didn't
that.
Voyager just take the spore drive back to the Alpha Quadrant?
Nope,
Well,
classified. No one
Some would
knows.
say it's because it's a different universe.
No, it's not a different universe. Don't go all conspiracy theory on me. Don't be one of those people.
Well, then at the end of
One of those
Discovery, there has to
people
be
that
a
are
really
right.
good
Don't
reason
be
why. Thank you. At the end of Discovery, there has to be a really good reason why this technology has disappeared.
They already addressed that at the end of
Well-
season 1.
Never
already-
actually agreed to stop
They
talking
already
about it.
did that.
And also, at this point, the technology's jumped ahead to the 32nd
season
century
2.
anyway, so
The end of season 2.
Thank you,
we're good for
promise.
that.
No
We're
one's
good
talked
for that
about Spore
entire
Drive.
I think
that entire stretch.
I think I may have pulled a Julian Bashir and I've compartmentalized all my memories of Discovery season 1 and 2 and set it aside and forgotten about it
You can't
I've watched
claim
it, but I don't
plot holes in
remember.
a series if you don't remember any of the story. What do you mean?
That's the trick. The season is a plot hole.
I can and I will. Welcome to America.
Some of us, like half of us, aren't even in America.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm not.
No, you're
Don't find
you're
me.
allowed to
USA.
not like a show, but don't go all
USA.
conspiracy theory about it.
USA.
there was tri-cobalt devices involved. I'll go conspiracy on it.
You're a fraud.
It's going to
Odo.
lead us.
You're a total
It's going to lead
fraud.
us to a slingshot somewhere else, and a man who's trying to destroy the ship.
Odo is fraternizing with the enemy.
Oh, this is
Very polite way to put it.
This is a different level of fraternizing. How much did this cost to do the wibbly wobbly?
They did it in
It just-
Lightwave. I'm not sure.
I mean, it looks like it's just a mask over a single effect. Like they just rendered an
That doesn't
entire
look
screen
bad.
of wibbly procedurally generated stuff, and then they just masked it over Odo and feathered the edge.
Might have been before procedurally generated things were a thing, and they might have had to animate all that by hand.
Maybe.
Oof.
I mean, things have been procedurally generated for ages.
Like for tomorrow's video, I have a procedurally generated effect that's masked over someone, and it's trivially easy to do nowadays.
Is it me?
I mean, it's not a great effect, but I'm no artist. But the technical detail was trivially easy of masking it over someone.
Is it Mark Twain?
Mark Twain? A starship? No, it's a Jeffrey video.
Jeffrey. It's a Jeffrey video.
Nice.
Well, she wanted something, Odo. Ugh. Female
She
shapeshifters
wanted
only
your
want
goo.
one thing, and it's disgusting.
She wanted your goo, Odo.
Well,
Redefining the term melting into your arms.
Nice.
not that it's any of your business, Nerese. I can do whatever I want. How do you know that, Odo? That's definitely a big part of it.
Oh, so exchanging information?
Yeah. Yes, she is.
That's what everyone's being manipulated feels like.
I'm not I'm fine. My behavior isn't changing.
You're
That's
the
what
one who's
everybody in a
changing.
cult says.
Oh, so you can't hide things from each other in the link, Odo. Is that what you're saying now?
Right. Ooh.
No, Odo, it's not subtle. She's definitely a galactic warlord. We know that. You don't understand,
She's just trying
Mom.
to trick you.
He
She's
sounds
just
like a
trying
drug
to-
addict.
Yeah, it really
He does, doesn't he?
Like, oh, if you only tried it, then you would know.
Oh,
She's
if you
just
knew
trying-
what it felt like.
She's just trying to trick you.
You just don't understand.
That's her talking.
Some kind of personal quest.
It's her talking side Odo.
And she's not. She's not going to stop him. So that's nice.
I don't know why that sounds funny to me.
Really? You won't link with her again? You promise? Pinky swear.
Broad.
Odo, what is your problem?
It really
Odo
should
would be a terrible pinky swear because you'd never know if he had something crossed somewhere.
You could have an internally crossed pinky and you would never know.
He's got like a blob off in the other room.
Oh,
You'd
look at
think
all
that
those
they would have
Sindar
something
classes.
so- rather than say resistance meeting the whole time. Like,
Yeah, does he?
anyone just randomly hearing them accidentally is going to find out a lot.
Could a
Yeah, it's
shapeshifter split apart off of them and then remote control it,
Hey, now.
basically?
Yeah.
It's not clear.
What's the speed like? How fast does the command go? Is it light speed, like electromagnetic wave speed, or
It's moderately
or
fast.
what? Right. I wonder if they get like phantom limbs when that happens. Phantom blob.
Now, how is the carpet on this Defiant? It looks kinda... I mean, it's hard to get a good shot of it. But it looks kinda dirty,
Gray, I'd
honestly,
imagine.
when we do see it.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. Every time I see it, it looks kind of dirty. It's not as clean as you think it would be. Like even usually you see a carpet, it'll be clean. This carpet looks dirty every time I see it.
I guess the Defiant doesn't clean itself like the Enterprise does. And they don't have
guess
someone
it
assigned to just shampoo the carpet.
That's what the baryon sweeps for.
Yeah.
Baryon Sweep is no substitute for physical shampoo. You need to clean your
You
carpet.
have to shampoo your carpet every day. Keep
You
it
clean your
fresh.
carpet every day.
Well, I mean, that might be
to keep
excessive.
it fresh.
but-
Maybe.
Did you ever hear about how horrible
every day
the
make it
TNG sets smelled? Because when they weren't shooting, stray cats got in there and basically crapped and pissed everywhere.
It's okay. The ship
And they
will clean
literally had to
itself.
clean it all the time.
You mean
Spot
where,
must have been. Well,
you mean when Spot was on the set?
No, just random stray cats.
Maybe Spot was one of the stray cats.
Well,
they just
Especially
decided to make it a character.
I mean, especially when Spot was on the set.
I wonder what that liquid is.
Oh, we actually know what it is.
Oh,
I mean, I don't remember, but they have definitely said what it is.
They were just saying, yeah.
Because
Uh,
Or you mean what they prop?
oh
the
no, I
prop
mean
is.
what it actually is. Yeah. What the
Yeah, no.
actors are drinking.
I think part of it is corn syrup. I don't remember the whole recipe they use. It's disgusting at any rate.
Because sometimes it's runny like that, but other times it's really thick. Like when Ducat's down in it at one point, it just looks like he's drinking maple syrup.
yeah, straight. It's just Aunt Jemima's maple syrup, just straight up.
Yeah.
Okay, so according to Memory Alpha, and this looks right because I remember them talking about this a bit. Caro syrup was used for brown Kanar to create the effect of a dark, thick liquid, which Damar actor Casey Biggs actually drank. Caro syrup. He was
What's
drinking
Caro
so much
syrup?
that he was getting wired from all the sugar, so he started using a thickened, sugar-free pancake syrup.
Don't feed Damar too much Caro syrup.
So yeah, it was just Casey Biggs drinking bottles of corn syrup, and then they switched to pancake syrup.
Have
Which is,
the
you know,
actor
gross.
there for an interview. and Pour him a
Diabetes.
glass. Pour him a glass of Caro syrup. There you go. We know it's your favorite.
That's
You
why
should have,
Damar's
carbs
like
or something.
Damar has that like really twitchy like swagger about him. That's why he's hyped up on syrup.
Damar. I have rhymes, Damar.
Yeah. That's what I find. That's not my humor song.
I mean,
That's what I
Quark
find humor
sounds
song.
The voice he's putting on just kind of sounds like he's struggling with the makeup more than he's drunk. Like the fake teeth.
Yeah.
Remember, he's acting like he's drunk. He's not actually drunk.
No,
At least
I
hope
assume
he's-
Armin
I hope
Shimmerman
he's
is not drunk for this scene.
No. He plays
be
drunk,
weird.
but he's not actually drunk. It wouldn't be good if he's actually
I mean,
drunk.
They did a Rick and Morty actually, get drunk for something, so it's not unheard of.
It's a little bit different in style to our space
Yeah.
opera.
Yeah, a little bit.
Thousands of ships. They could probably get through if they brute force it. Oh, dramatic zoom in.
Dun dun dun.
The mines.
What he does is he points a laser pointer at them.
What if they just sent flak at the minefield?
Or they could just literally just nuke it.
Is Rom the defector? Defector array. It's a lot of defectors. Jesus, Rom. We know it wasn't you. Did Rom not even know it wasn't him? Unless.
Technobabble.
So it can't do it unless it can. Got
Yes. It doesn't even sound that hard based on what he said. There were like 2 steps.
it. Barely an inconvenience.
Well, this is a Cardassian station again. So I assume rather than sounding an alarm, what it actually does is it just vaporizes anyone who's in there. Or beams them into space.
You think they would have developed some sort of system where they could take some of them offline and keep others online as they do it? You know, like a rolling blackout instead of all of them are offline now. That seems like a security risk in and of itself. However, it is required for the plot. Let's go.
I'm curious why they made a CG model of this starbase and didn't just make a new starbase entirely.
Why not? Looks okay.
I mean, sort of.
Well, it would take them out to make.
No,
it
I mean, they
would
made a
take them out
3D
to
model
make
of an
by
existing
hand.
model. There's no extra work to making a new starbase entirely if they're just making an existing
Well, they have
3D
to
model.
design it. It's a whole thing. They already have a reference.
Yeah.
And of course, they have to build it by hand, which takes time.
And then you get some of the nostalgia. Are those spatulas on the wall? Those are clearly just 2 spatulas laid end to end to look like an alien thing.
Good times in set design.
They might just be spatulas from other planets. We know what Starfleet's artifact collection habit is like.
Yep.
They're Tarkasian sponge spatulas.
No, if you use the same starbase model, then you get some of the nostalgia crowd. It's like, hey, I remember that thing from the original series.
Well, it's actually from Wrath of Khan, but
Hey, I remember that thing from the Wrath of Khan.
actually, I'm wrong. It's not from Wrath of Khan. It is from the motion picture. It's just
Hey, I
turned
remember that
upside
thing
down
from the
here.
motion picture.
I think they do use it in Wrath of Khan, but they turn it upside down.
Yeah, it's upside down in Wrath of Khan. In the motion picture, it was the other way around.
Okay.
Sorry, nerd alert.
I know basically
Are you
nothing about
nerding
the
out on
original
the Star
series.
Trek channel?
It's upside down in Wrath of Khan, and like they made the windows way out of scale or something, vice versa.
Yeah, in Measure of a Man, they used it for the new starbase that Data gets tried on, and it's next to the Enterprise D, and the Enterprise D is tiny next to it, and it shouldn't be that size.
That makes the windows like 100 feet tall or something.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
So they evolved to be all bendy and liquidy. How does that work? So at some point during the transition, people were just slightly liquidy.
It works very well. Thanks for asking.
Oh, okay.
So considering that they are like genetic modification experts, I have to wonder if their evolution story is true, because like they have two genetically modified species that they're using to do all their dirty work, essentially. So like, what makes us think that they didn't modify themselves to be this way?
They may have.
How would an entire species in one generation go from being solid to being liquid?
Very well.
Oh, they
Would
never
everybody
said
sign
it was
up
a
for it?
single generation.
Maybe they were made by solids, and then the solids hated them, and they turned on the solids, like sort of like Cylons.
Maybe they just had what'd you call that?
Salome,
I don't know
I'm
what
not
you call
convinced anything you're saying actually means anything. It sounds like you're just trying to be poetic.
Yeah.
Well, there were no politics in this channel.
No politics in Star Trek. That'd be ridiculous.
No. Yeah, I would. Yeah. No politics in Star Trek. Especially in Ryan's Discourse channel.
Is there actually any liquid in these shapeshifters?
Maybe in the channel.
Like, are you asking if they have a gooey center like a gusher? Or
Yeah. So like when they go into wibbly wobbly mode, is it liquid or is it just kind of like cement?
it's liquid, but it's very viscous.
Well, we see Odo pour himself into a cup for Julian. Like he sticks his finger in and it like pours off of his finger.
Because I'm wondering if they are actually more or less liquid than we are. Because we're bags of mostly water, aren't we? So
Yeah.
Ugly bags of
Giant
mostly
meat
water.
bags.
are they just somewhat water or zero water?
Oh, Rom brought her a nice basket of pufferfish.
I'm guessing since they're
And cherry tomatoes.
silicon based, right? So they're probably 0% water.
Here's your HelloFresh delivery.
Not sponsored. Asterix. Does HelloFresh have Hasbrat as a choice?
I wish.
No, actually. Would you
I'm
believe?
still not even convinced we know what Hasperat really is.
It's
It's
the pickled
a-
vegetable.
Some kind of cream, apparently.
It's a kind of cream that they make by blending together a certain brined vegetable with some sort of base. I assume it's spicy mayo.
Oh,
Sriracha mayo.
Why are you bringing some fruit in the Jeffries tubes? No one cares about that? Everyone's cool with it?
Jeffrey's hungry, that's why.
Oh, do you think they named them Jeffrey's tubes for Jeffrey Combs? You think in between scenes he's just in the tube, like it's my tube. I'm in my tube.
They did name the Jeffries tubes after a person, but it wasn't Jeffrey Combs.
Yeah, it was
Oh,
Matt
I thought
Jeffries
it
who
was Jeffrey
came up with
Combs.
the original design for the Enterprise.
I thought they named Jeffries. I thought they named the Jeffries tube from Jeffrey Combs.
Good job, Odo. You broke a promise, and you're working with the enemy, and you're getting Rom killed.
And you're having liquid alien sex.
Nope, don't hear you. Wibbly wobbly.
You're
Chasing
a fraud.
influence.
You're a total fucking fraud.
Chasing influence.
We'll discuss it now. Oh, that is what he said.
Chasing influence.
Oh boy. Good job, Odo. I like how they have a mall directory
shit.
on the promenade.
Yeah.
Where would you like to shop in this Cardassian space station?
You are here.
The tailor's is closed.
If you want to
I
find
was gonna
quarks,
say-
you have to take a left at the Jamba Juice, go past the Cinnabon.
I'm just looking for the
Garrick's threats
Sparrow.
has been crossed off by Ducat with a Sharpie.
How come all the different ship Why are the ship classes hanging out together in groups? Why do they form cliques of classes?
I don't know.
That's
Oh,
true.
because-
All the
gonna
Mirandas are hanging out
have
together,
a-
all the Centaurs are hanging out together.
What's this what happens, you know?
They're putting
Yeah, it's like
together
high
the
school,
galaxy
man.
wings. That's why.
Yeah, they have an effective battle group. You have like a mix of different ships because they have different specializations.
They're just hanging out at a
Once all the-
station.
once the galaxy click shows up, they'll all mix together.
Okay, so this is interesting. Bashir asking Dax to back up a story as he's talking to Ensign Kirby, and Ensign Kirby is in the episode "Children of Time." Bashir finds out that is the woman he ended up getting married to and having children with. It's a little callback there.
Is this after that?
Continuity.
So he already knows.
This is after that, yeah.
Wait, what doesn't Admiral Ross want to know? It doesn't matter.
So you're saying Julian is using his advanced knowledge that maybe that person has an affinity for him to date her?
I mean, it sounds sinister when you put it like that, but yeah.
Depends whether you believe in fate or not, I suppose.
Well, no, Dax, you recycle it. Right now they're just sitting around being useless. The Vulcan is the only one not clapping.
The best crew.
All right, get back to your desk, Cisco.
Yeah, get back there, desk, Cisco.
The kids are all grown up. They can do battle by themselves.
He's just worried.
Oh,
He's just worried.
that's an angry walk. Jesus, Kira. Gonna break
He
that
just cares
panel.
about his ship. He doesn't care about anybody on it.
No,
He just wants to
Kira.
make sure the Defiant comes back.
He was busy. Don't worry. He won't admit to anything. Not even his name.
He's under influence, that's why. Yeah, too much, all.
He just didn't care. He just stopped caring about Rom.
No, he didn't care.
Yeah, Odo's actually kind of evil, it turns out.
Yeah. Well, he used to work for the Cardassians.
That's why they all want to hang out in the link together. Makes you lazy.
How can Kira possibly date him after this?
Yeah,
It's
no
like
kidding.
Some
Yeah.
really
Let's
good
break it
weed, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't want to have that kind of relationship.
This absolutely should have killed any prospect for a future relationship.
It really should have. Like, how can you ever trust him?
He explicitly told you right there that you don't matter.
Mm-hmm.
I always thought there would be some other repercussions because she just heard Kira admitting to conspiring against them from the other room.
No,
I don't think she
it doesn't
cares.
matter.
She's just been in the link too, so she'll probably be like, basking in that link after Glory like he is.
Having a
They're all
smoke.
blissed
Yeah.
out.
All right. Next episode is going to be Favor the Bold, which is a part 1 of 2 parts. Not favor, favor the bold. There we go. Favor the bold.
We are watching Sacrifice of Angels
Fervor
too.
of the Bold.
Yeah, we'll watch Sacrifice of Angels. 1 minute. Because it's technically a 2-parter. However, this is the last 2-parter in DS9.
Oh.
But
there is like a 9-parter.
Yes, but we're not watching all that at once. That seems too much. Let me see what the exact schedule is going to be, because I don't remember if the last episode is going to be on a day on its own, or if that's going to be a 4-part day. Let's see. So, Cordially Invited, Resurrection, Statistical, 2, 3. I'm just counting episodes. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Valiant Prophet, Lace Times Orphan, Sound of Voice, Tears of the Prophets. Oh, press play in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play. Oh no, not the Defiant.
What kind of leak is it? Is it a coolant leak? Is it plasma leak?
Plasma.
Ah!
So by my reckoning, the Dogs of War and What You Leave Behind will be our last DS9 session.
I know that.
Could be wrong about that.
I'm looking it up right now, but I know that one day is going to be the Siege of AR-558, then a middle episode, then it's only Paper Moon in one day. We get that sort of 2-parter, but split up. Continuity bit.
Yeah, the middle one is Covenant, which is the
Dukak continues to be evil.
Nor. Yeah.
No, it looks like What You Leave Behind is going to be a 4-part day of Extreme Measures, Dogs of War, and What You Leave Behind.
Did I get it wrong? Oh well.
Ryan, did the next episode start yet?
Yeah, we started.
Yep.
Oh, okay. I can't see it on the stream. Yeah.
Oh, I can just
something
delay it.
happened on my end. First, I couldn't see anything, and then my Discord disconnected. So, I don't
right
know
now
what's
we're at
going on.
134, 135, 136.
Yeah, I can see it. I can see it. Yeah. Okay. Thanks. Yeah, something happened with my Wi-Fi, but it's all good now. My Discord went and everything, but it's all good now. That was just weird how it happened.
Hail the
What
conquering
router
Dominion.
do you have?
Yeah, maybe the router had to reset itself for something.
Why was the view screen so zoomed in on Worf's face?
He just wanted to get a good look at Jadzia.
They didn't want you to see that there were no other actors behind him.
It's just they didn't even finish the set.
Maybe it was to make you feel like Worf was in the room almost.
Oh, okay. So, do you remember the episode where Garrick was trying to set off the quantum torpedoes to kill the founders in the Defiant?
Come now, Mr. Worf, you're a Klingon.
When when Worf body checks Garrick into the wall, he actually breaks the set and a piece falls away and you can see like the inside
Yes.
of the set. They just added a sound effect of a clank to it. But
yeah,
it was
we
like a
pointed that out
Jeffries
when the
tube
episode
door.
came out. You can just see a writing table back there.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
an empty set. I remember that. Yeah. But I thought we watched that one. Maybe I
We're
was
going to
wrong.
retake Deep Space Nine. That's the name of the stream.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Wow.
before I
Final
was
drop.
hanging out on this, watch along. In the before time.
We don't talk of that.
The dark times. All right, lovely intro going on. What's the TNG schedule going to look like? TNG Season 6. What's up with that? Though I think Google is actually missing some episodes from its list. Let me look at Memory Alpha. Ooh, next week is going to be a fun one. True Q, which I don't care about. And then Rascals and A Fistful of Datas, which are both amazing.
Ooh, fistful of datas.
Fistful of Datas.
Rascals, huh?
Rascals.
Okay.
However,
Is
Yeah,
that
yeah,
Amazon and Netflix do not use the deepfake version, so it is just young Picard, not old Picard's face on a young body.
You needed a
Tragically.
fistful of Wayoons where it's just all the clones at once. That'd be
Fistful of
cool.
combs.
Fistful
Yeah.
of combs, yeah.
He's my number
Well, no,
one
that-
dad.
Just have a
That would be all the characters he played in Deep Space Nine at once in the same episode.
Not just
TNG
Deep
works
Space
out
Nine,
that we've
bring in
got
bring in everyone.
TNG
Yeah,
works
they
out
get
the same
Shran in
way
there,
where
come
the
on.
finale will be the last episode of that.
bring in
week.
Dr. Herbert West.
The finale will be a standalone day, just all good things.
No, it'll be the last episode of a 3-episode day.
Oh, okay.
Emergence, Preemptive Strike, and All Good Things will be the last week of
Okay.
TNG.
Cool. Wizard.
There are a lot of 2-parters left in TNG, by the way.
Yeah, we're probably gonna finish that a bit early. But that's fine, because we have to get through all the movies as well. And that's gonna be one movie a day, not 3 movies a day, like their episodes.
Yeah.
Well, 1 movie a week.
Yeah. Yeah, there are 4 2-parters left in TNG.
Some kind of neurotransmitter in your brain to monitor your thoughts.
But there's already a thing in his brain.
I like how Bashir is just patronizing him. Yeah, you're a big, strong man, Garrick. I'm sure you were very intimidating. You're very
Sure, you're
scary.
the best
That's what I do to a
job
German
coach
Shepherd. It's like, oh, you're so intimidating, aren't you? I trained my German Shepherd. Well, my parents' German Shepherd. I don't live with them anymore. But I trained him to the command intimidate, which is he flops over on his back so he can pet his belly. So if you order the dog to intimidate someone, it doesn't work. It's not very intimidating. Don't judge them, Jadzia. They're entitled to their off time.
So when are you going to get to movies next? Just so I know.
I don't know what specific week it's going to be, but whenever we finish the last episode of TNG, the next week is going to be the movies.
Okay. All right.
Directed by Winrich Colby, who yesterday directed a trash episode.
Yeah, I may not even be on the stream as often as I have because, more things are opening up. I might be doing more stuff because
People got things to do.
before this pandemic, I used to like going out and doing stuff. So that's what I'll probably be doing.
So that mask behind the admirals, that's the same mask that Cisco has in his quarters. He brought it over.
Didn't they attack Earth already and like level the? Oh wait, that's
No,
No, that
that's
comes
coming
later.
up. That's the
okay.
Breen.
Well, like
Oh,
you
is
know,
that
obviously it
Impala?
doesn't make a difference when they attack Earth anyway.
Hey, Morn.
Hey, Morn.
He's just chilling, drinking some green.
I've known the courier. I just noticed that Morn has ears. I've never actually looked at him that carefully.
It's good.
That's
I don't think
weird.
I did either.
Why does he have tiny little ears?
It's to balance out because
Cute.
Quark has really big ears.
I've known the courier for years. I trust him.
What does the Morn talk?
He always talks. What do you mean?
He
He's
does talk.
just about constantly.
he talks,
People
but
never
we don't
shut
hear
up.
him.
about how he never shuts up. Yeah.
He talks, but we never hear him. At least I don't. I've been watching him. I never
He
heard
doesn't-
him.
he's camera shy, is what it is, I guess.
Yeah.
I was speaking to Morn the other night and he just wouldn't stop.
No, it wasn't a mistake. Odo just turned evil. That's how it works. I hope you can see the painting in the background.
Oh yeah, the matte painting.
Ah!
You can always tell where the matte painting is because the lighting changes color. Because they switch to blue lighting later on. Is he in Voyager? Why do I feel like he's in
Who?
Voyager?
Who?
That guy. The security guard.
Oh. Who does he play?
Favor the... I don't know. I'm looking him up. Favor the Bold IMDb. I don't even know the dude's name. The character's name.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
Bajoran security guard. Bajoran officer, William Wellman. Star Trek of Gods and something. Of Gods and Men.
I just heard the salad.
There's a blue light there.
Of Gods and Men is a fan production.
There's a blue light. There's a blue light there.
Yep.
So Odo
that's
just
not
showed her
in
how
Voyager.
solids have
Oh.
intercourse. I just
Intimate
always
intimacy.
Or salads.
I just always assume that the shapeshifters were like Barbie and Ken dolls down there. Just
I mean, but they're
Well, I mean,
shapeshifters.
they're
They can
shapeshifters.
create
They
anything
can do
they
whatever
want.
they want.
Are both the
Stop
pillows triangles or only one? Because we've seen the triangle on the right, but one on the
All
left.
the triangle or all the pillows on the station are triangles.
Okay.
Every single one of them.
So if you walked into the station and you seen a non-triangular pillow, you would just shoot it because you knew it was Odo.
So are they dating now, or is this a casual thing? Odo and Salome.
no strings attached. Stringy goop.
They're just collaborators with benefits.
He's a concubine now. What is
Given
that
what
banana
the Great
red
Link
thing
is
over
analogous
there?
to, I feel like Salome here just has a bit of an addiction.
Yeah, true.
Red banana. I'm looking at the red banana. What is
Yeah,
it?
why is there a red banana in the background? A red
Red
neon
banana.
banana.
It looks like a Klingon weapon.
I saw Red Neon
Days
Banana
ago.
play once.
Jesus, how long?
Go on the show.
Don't worry, it's not a real banana.
How have you been
Oh,
showing her what intimacy is for 3 days, Odo?
It's some kind of stamina he's got.
it's inhuman.
I'm just gonna mentally insert the word salad instead of solid every time now.
Okay. So, Salome, it has everything to do with you. You have a dominion to run. You're the head of state. You have a job to do.
You're head of security.
Did the lights get brighter there in the window? Or is that just me?
I was looking away. I don't know. Odo, don't do it. Odo, you're
No?
just the worst.
Oh no, are you linking in there?
Odo, we can... No, you know what? I don't
I
want to
can hear the
elaborate on
wibbly
that thought,
wobbly.
actually.
Stop it.
I'm content to leave it at that. I'm not sure about
Oh,
that
the
color. I'm not
drawings are
sure
better.
about the red on that.
It looks better than the last palm tree thingy.
It does, but do you think it would look better if it were a different color?
Maybe blue.
Wayun is trying so hard to appreciate it.
He is. He's trying.
Just like he does with Jake's stories.
It's just simple fiction.
Did it win a prize on Cardassia? I guess Cardassia doesn't really have art, so it's a very low bar. Oh, poor Wayun. If your people lack a sense of aesthetics, why were you genetically engineered to be so handsome?
He was
That was a
acting
good
with
line
like
delivery,
data there.
Jeffrey. Gods don't make mistakes.
It was just like, it just reminded me of Strand so much there.
He was acting with a bit of data to me there. He sounded like a little bit like data there, especially in the first part when he says, "Is this
Rangi
good?"
Saboteur. Seriously, over a week after trying to sabotage the station, and you think they're going to let him go for after a week. Oh, it's a good point, Jeffrey. Thanks. You can't release a man and then execute him.
Yeah, it sets a bad example.
So they're going to execute him and then release him then, in the other order.
Yeah, they'll release him into space.
Release him into space.
Well, you can't use his wife as a shield. He's still a terrorist. Well,
Yeah.
technically all he did was open a door, but by Dominion standards, he's a terrorist.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, Rom didn't really do anything.
No.
Oh, important question. Stand by. No, Kira, you didn't answer the question. So yeah, that scene right there is tomorrow's video. Made some changes to it.
You mean is it the same video that they shot from the other episode, or is it the same handwriting that he did? It's the same paper.
I think that's a different drawing from before.
Okay.
I don't think the Wayun is going to accept a bribe.
Oh.
Jesus, Lita. Drop the pitch a little bit. You don't have to hurt our ears like that.
Too much pitch.
No, Lita, he already agreed to get him out. It's a negotiation, I guess. I don't know why Lita's negotiating, because he was going to do it for free. But I guess it works out, gives him an added incentive.
Mm.
Trust your
Don't
brother.
consult Rom like that. Rom's a very clever man.
Trust your brother, Ron.
Hopefully the Jem'Hadar can't read lips.
No, just implicated Lita. Good job.
It feels weird them being so close together with a force field in the way. Because they don't know exactly where it is if they're that close. They could just bonk their nose on it. Just gonna get zapped.
Also, like,
It's wherever the artist put it.
Probably not even get the force field too.
why do they operate in this scene as though there probably aren't extremely sensitive listening devices observing all of
Yeah,
this?
that's true.
No, the Ferengi are the extremely sensitive listening devices.
Jesus, Rom. If that's what's written, then that's what's written. He's come a long way from trying to assassinate his brother with a bomb to the head.
Hmm? Oh.
Lita. Answer the question, Lita. Have they fixed it? Oh, I thought that was the fish skeleton, but no, that was her hair. So reptiles don't really have teeth like that.
Oh yes, they
Cardassians
do.
have different
The
teeth.
proof's right
but-
there.
Oh, nothing major. I just forgot something.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Dukat is keeping the baseball as a reminder. I want you to execute Rom. Oh. I wonder how much sway Zial does have. What could she ask for?
The heat set to
Forgiving,
Oh, of course.
compassionate man.
A great man. Well, she knows to go for his ego. That's good.
No, he hasn't told you the truth about literally anything your entire life. You know, it's a little bit true that he regrets the thing he did during the occupation, because later he confesses he wishes he did something different. He wishes he had killed every Bajoran on the planet.
Yeah.
That's kind of like regret.
Yeah, he was too soft on them. That's his regret.
And their stupid, broken noses. Enemies of the state do not deserve mercy.
Where did we get that?
Zial, maybe if you were raised on Cardassia, you could be more fascist. But you had a corrupted upbringing. You had to work together with your fellow prisoners for a collective good. Gross.
Kira just achieved a Gutat
Coup d'etat?
Gul Dukat level manipulation of Zial. Turning
Good
him
job,
against
Kira.
turning her against her
You
dad.
turned her against me?
I think it was all building to that moment, though, wasn't it? And then eventually she's confronted with that idea that, well,
I've done
What's
that
weird to me
yourself.
is that Quark thinks that he can get Nausicaans on the station. Why is DS9 still an open port under enemy occupation?
Well, they just said
I
a
think
freighter is due with
Cardassian-
grain to come by.
Cardassians use mercenaries as well.
There's a Uridium
Yeah,
in
but
the
they
background.
wouldn't deal with them on DS9. Like it's too important.
And maybe the Dominion is like forcing them to do a certain amount of that so that they still seem open and justified, etc.
I
Yeah.
guess, but like, oh well, yeah, you're actually right. Now that I think about it, because they did say that they would have the same arrangement with the Federation, or with the Dominion that they had with the Federation, which means it's still an open port.
Still seems like a plot hole, though.
Yeah, it seems like a weakness. Like you would not let DS9 be an open port in such an important situation.
Like how, like in the first season, Rom was like just had no technical ability whatsoever, and was just devious, and he evolved into something else.
Into a
altogether.
literal communist genius engineer. That's quite a character arc. Though I don't know if it's really an arc so much as like a... Well, it's discontinuous. Like if you tried to derive the graph, there would just be a sudden break. Where he's just a different character now. Damar, stop telling people military secrets.
He's got to brag about it to someone.
Brag about it to a different Cardassian. Look, they're still hanging out in cliques.
Does the bragging mean that he's trying to... Never mind. I'm not going to ask that.
Oh, no, you see, Cisco. The problem is you're trying to involve the Klingon Defense Forces. You need the Klingon Invasion Forces. That's a different group.
Yeah.
You need to fill out different paperwork for that. So it feels weird that all the admirals in that room were definitely making it about Earth. What happens to Earth? Well, there's a Vulcan there. What happens to Vulcan? Do they not care about that?
Yeah.
What happens to Beta Z?
You know what happens to Beta Z?
Not enough.
Wayun gets the what you call it, the chalice of Reeks.
Sacred chalice of Reeks. It's a
wonder what the
clay
chalice
cup with
looks
some
like.
mold.
What are the rings?
Well, there are
Oh,
some
the
theories
holy rings of
on what the
Beta Z?
rings are that I can't say on YouTube. But
Oh,
Oh.
oh boy.
How about this cord?
no, I'm gonna
No.
leave you to look up what are the holy rings of Beta Z. You can search for that. Odo doesn't care about you anymore. Forget about him.
Smart, Kira. Hey.
Warn Starfleet.
He doesn't care about it anyway.
Huh?
This is gonna be so convenient. Wow, just as they're talking about how they need to get a message out, Jake has a way to get a message out. How convenient. It all works. It's a good thing Quark didn't talk him out of it. Yeah, it's gotta be a bit difficult.
Can you
to
trust
hide
Warren
that.
though? The guy he never shuts up. Come on.
How dare you question Mord's integrity? Morn is the most trustworthy character on the station.
Here we go. The galaxies are here. Sort out
Every
the
shot we
grids,
get, there's just
break
more
up the
and more
clicks.
ships. Yep. I've known the courier for 5 years. He's not a courier. He just sits at the bar drinking all day. Have you ever even met Morn? Do it.
So does he just go and do it? Like,
Yeah, he's just gonna go do it. That's it.
no one else gets to hear the order. He's just like, go do it. Okay.
Success. Oh, poor Wei. There's so many things that Wei just wasn't engineered to have. A sense of aesthetics, good eyesight, a sense of taste. I don't know why the founders would engineer them to have bad eyesight specifically, though. It feels like it wouldn't take any more energy to have regular eyesight.
A diplomat would have great uses for incredible eyesight. You could read stuff really far away at a glance, read everything someone has written down on a sheet of paper or a pad, memorize it.
Yeah, I'm not sure the genetic modifications the founders did were, good. Seems like they're just being dicks about it for no reason. Never for a moment. He completely trusts you, Ducat. That's not the Argolis cluster, that's Orion. That's Orion's belt right there. Is that what the Argolis cluster is? Yeah, that's sort of the policy that the Bolians had from that episode of Enterprise. Or no, not the Bolians. The Benzites. If you remember that guy who was the exchange student. Wayun wants this guy to not just report immediately any problems. You have to investigate it on your own, solve the whole problem, then report with your solution. Apparently that's what Wayun wants. What are you doing, Ducat? You can't... You need your military leaders leading your military. Not talking to your daughter.
Why is Damar even one of his leaders though? Because all he was a helm officer or a sensor officer or something on his
on a freighter. Because he's Casey Biggs and we love him. That's why.
I mean, I'm not at all objecting to the actor. I love Casey Biggs too, and he has a great arc in this show. It just seems strange to me.
I don't know. Maybe they just...
He's a true believer in Ducat.
He is. He's Ducat's yes man.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
He's his hype man.
It doesn't matter how competent or not he is, as long as he is unwaveringly in his support for Ducat.
I did like that little bit of acting where he was walking by, where he actually had to, stop and go back, because he saw Z all through in that particular aisle. He didn't know she was there. He was just checking.
Yeah. That may have been an actual thing that the actor had to do. He might not have known where they were in that arrangement of crates.
I asked you to be a true daughter of Bajor and stab him in the back. Jesus, Tamar. The armor does nothing. It doesn't help at all when she hits him in the chest. Or in the back. Is that actually even armor, or is it just weird pointy clothing?
I think it's just weird pointy clothing.
I think it has to cover their natural shapes.
Cardassians just have ridges all over their body.
Although when they show a Cardassian civilian, they're usually just in like a regular. They don't have like weird protrusions on their chest. So, what do I know?
Oh, we almost saw the spatula in the background. You can't quite see it. With Admiral Ross's big head in the way. Now Sisko's big head in the way. I mean, it's not quite the eve of battle. It's going to take you some time to get there.
Aren't they still on the space station anyway?
Yeah, they are. How far
Why
is the
aren't they
station
moving
from
out?
Bayshore?
It's only 3 days.
Oh, he has a picture of Jake and him.
It's the station in the Argolis cluster.
I don't think so. Oh, they changed the wall decoration a little bit. They took all the stuff off the grate.
All right.
Yeah, he's not saying goodbye. He's going to build a house there. Actually, he is going to say goodbye because he's just going to leave his pregnant wife by herself.
Yeah, remember that, I think, now. I think that's where he says goodbye. And he goes down with Jake. And he sees his grandpa.
I keep wanting to praise Sisko for being a really good father in contrast to Worf. But there is that bit where, you know, he abandons his family and his pregnant wife at the end. It's not ideal.
I mean, it's not such a bad move as a father because his kid is, what, like 21 at that point?
No, but Cassidy is pregnant.
Well, yeah, that's a shitty husband, for sure.
And a father, because, I mean, he's not coming back. By the time
That's true. Fair point.
But it was the will of the prophets, and he could come back at any time, even yesterday.
Except he doesn't.
Well, that we know.
Because we flash forward by
the series
like, months.
ended.
But at the very end of the episode, we get a flash forward, and he still hasn't come back.
No, I don't know if it's months. Gross, Dax.
O'Brien looked really angry there.
What's gross about Dax? What did she do?
She said she kept it warm for him. I think that's gross.
If
She's
you say
farting
so.
on the captain's chair.
I don't think that's what that means.
What?
She
That's
said it
like-
kind of like knowingly, though. It was weird. Like she winked or something. It was weird.
I think that's just you. I don't think that's what that...
She's being gross.
Keeping the sea warm so he doesn't get cold.
If Naga's now an ensign, does he outrank O'Brien?
Yes,
Yeah, I believe
actually.
that's the thing you just said. You have to call me sir.
That's crazy.
There was that bit early on when he first left the academy. He's like, you know, when that kid gets back, I'm going to have to call him sir.
Oh God, how embarrassing.
How
At the end of
embarrassing.
Deep Space Nine, what does Harry Kim call Nog?
At the end of Deep Space Nine? What? Harry Kim and...
Yeah.
What?
What would Harry Kim call Nog at the end of Deep Space Nine?
Oh.
He never talked to Nog.
Well, what... Hypothetically.
No.
I
He
mean,
would just call him Nog. I don't know.
He'd call him Sir. He gets
they're the
promoted to
same.
lieutenant at the end of the series.
Oh, Jesus.
I don't know what he would say.
Nog gets promoted
Probably
before
something like
Harry
that,
Kim.
sir.
Poor Harry.
In the time that it took Voyager to get back to the Alpha Quadrant, Nog went to the academy, graduated, became ensign, and got promoted to lieutenant. That entire time, Harry was an ensign.
Also, on Voyager, Tom Paris got demoted, and then he got promoted again.
I remember
And
that.
Harry
Yeah.
Kim never got nothing.
Yeah.
Tuvok got promoted. All the Maquis got commissioned, sort of field commissions, I guess.
Harry Kim also died that one time.
Yeah, so it's not even the real Harry Kim that we have. We have the copy.
I mean, it's the same.
Yeah, but
Who's to say which
copy.
is the copy, which is the original? They're both copies.
Well, either he's a copy or everyone else is a copy.
But he's the same person. Copy or not. It's the same Harry Kim.
Well, that's fine. But it's still a copy. Just like all the transporter copies.
Well, you're a
I
copy.
mean, to
You
be fair, the
remember
real
when that-
Harry Kim died the first time he used a transporter.
Do you remember where everybody dies, but they're all copies?
The real Harry Kim got swapped for a mirror Harry Kim, remember?
Yeah,
It wasn't
fella
near
at the
Harry
ship.
Kim. It was they were identical.
there were two Voyagers superimposed on each other. Am I remembering
Yeah.
that episode right?
Yeah.
It was the same Harry Kim.
Like,
Just
one of the late antimatter didn't.
Not my
copy,
Kim.
So the other one was screwed.
Do you remember there was an episode where
link with me, Odo.
there was everybody? They found that they were no. They didn't know they were. They thought they were regular human beings, but they were actually duplicates because they were actually like fading out. They were actually duplicates. They weren't actually human beings. They were duplicates.
But every time Salome invites Odo over for war plans and Shield, they just end up linking for 3 days.
War plans and chill.
What does that mean, Wayun? Neutralized him. It does seem kind of like that's why you're here. Yes, actually.
I just love this look on Combs' face. He's like, "Oh, I fucked up.
I'm gonna die.
Fucked up."
She's gonna kill me. So yeah, Odo means more to her than the entire Alpha Quadrant. So if Odo just volunteered to go home on the condition that they give up the war, she'd probably do it.
She put the fear of his literal god in him there and then let it go.
Yeah.
It's okay, Odo. Just turn into like a bat or something and fly up. Oh, there's the matte painting. And we cut away when Kira starts walking into it because she can't because there's a painting there.
Oh.
Then we have to cut to a reverse shot.
That's true. There's no lighting on that side, on the matte painting side.
Yeah, all the
That's
real
funny.
corridors have blue lighting along the sides. They have the old season 1 lighting, which is the yellowish stuff.
Really? Yeah. Everything was yellow, not just the quarters, but everything was yellow. I never knew that about the quarters that we see now.
Yeah, no, Kira, keep being angry at him. Do not trust him at all, even a little bit.
Yeah. Kira's right.
Yeah.
Ooh, Excelsior
Don't touch them.
class. Miranda class. Oh, wait,
What is this?
one of those looks like it was
Starship
destroyed in
click.
drifting.
All these Federation of starships hanging out together.
The Sarek. The Sarek, of course, was named after Michael Burnham's father. No.
Who?
No comment.
Who's that?
Two to one. That's okay. You believe in the heart of the cards, you can't lose.
Garrick throws in a little jab just because he can.
Now, what if you just went around the fleet? Like, what if you sent a couple of ships just to go to the back?
Why didn't they just leave the starbase at like 45 degrees angle higher and then go 45 down to Deep Space Nine?
Because that takes longer.
Because they'd be able to intercept you no matter what.
All right. After he gives his line, I want to scroll back a bit because I thought there was something messed up about one of those starships. Okay, let me back up. Back where the just leaving the starbase. Hang on.
Reminder to those on Netflix, if you're watching and you let it go through, it will skip the recap automatically. So please rewind and go back to the beginning.
Okay, I was looking at this ship in the bottom right on the YouTube stream. It looks like it's damaged, but I think it is actually still working. There's a little bit of light coming from it. I thought that was just like a completely destroyed drifting saucer section.
It looks like a Miranda to me.
It is. Or maybe it's a Soyuz. Because it's the same ship.
No, the Soyuz class does not have the bridging arms across the top. It's just got a big gun on its back.
Okay. Well, everyone queue up for the next episode. We're starting the 1 minute countdown now. And I'll change the title to Sacrifice of Angels. Sacrifice
What's
of
that
Angels.
class?
What
And
class?
Here I am jumping in. Here I am jumping in with no context because I just happen to have time right now.
Hey, well, we're queued up for Sacrifice of Angels, Season 6, Episode 6.
Why are there no Oberth classes representing in that fleet?
Because the Oberth is hideous.
The
Well, it's not
Oberth's a science
hideous,
ship.
but it looks weird.
Yeah, it's also a science ship. It probably doesn't have any armaments that are worth mentioning.
But they're all science ships. Starfleet is
Yeah.
all about exploration and scientific advancement.
Starfleet
but this
is not
is
a
like-
military organization.
Everybody ready to press play in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play. Do not skip the recap and don't skip the intro. So does everyone have some snacks? Because I finished my loaf of bread, so now I have nothing, and I'm disappointed.
You're just snacking on a loaf of bread.
Not anymore, because I don't have
Yeah.
it.
I had a late lunch earlier. After this, it's
I
time
have
for me to start
tacos.
cooking dinner.
Tacos? Tacos are... I could use some tacos. Oh, jeez. Oh, you just reminded me of the dream I had last night. Sometimes, very rarely, I have interesting dreams. Most of the time, it's completely mundane stuff that I just forget was a dream until someone actually brings it up. Apparently, I had a dream
Yep.
that I had slightly more tacos, that I bought slightly more tacos than I could finish. And that was it. That was the whole dream. There's nothing special about the tacos. I just had a couple too many. I was like,
And
oh,
then
well,
what
I guess
happened?
Nothing. That's it. It's over.
You didn't just finish them anyway?
No.
Oh.
God, I have such boring dreams. Why can't I dream about interesting things? Why can't I have a dream where I'm like flying? Why can't I have that? No, it's like, oh, Oh no, I didn't actually do laundry. I had a dream that I did laundry. I still need to get that done.
I need to do mine tonight. I usually do it. I do it every weekend.
You know,
So
like I know
everything's
if I'm
done
playing
for
a
the week.
game too much. If I start dreaming, I'm literally
Yeah.
in the game.
That's happened to me sometimes.
That used to happen to me with Thief, the Dark Project. That stuck in my head for years. Dreams about it. That was a good game.
Sometimes I'll have dreams where I have a conversation with someone, or like I'll tell them about something that I was meaning to tell them, and then I just will never tell them in real life because I thought I already did.
Oof.
Tell the
That can
person the
really
thing.
mess up
Check.
It can really mess up your real life.
Usually I guess I can't say usually I'll remember, because if I didn't remember, then I wouldn't know. That wouldn't count. Stupid, mundane real-life dreams.
A stupid, quote, real, unquote, world.
I should get some tacos today, though. That sounds amazing.
Taco Sunday.
I don't have stuff to make tacos right now, but I could, like, just buy tacos.
Which one of these non-humans here do you think would enjoy tacos the most?
I don't think Nog.
Nog.
Nog's people are all about insects and worms and stuff.
He would love them though. He likes root beer.
I mean, probably Jadzia, really, but she's basically human.
Rode the 600.
Don't they have 600 ships?
They do.
Where?
About.
What's that a quote from?
It's a poem.
The Light Brigade.
Boldly they rode the 600. Let's see.
It's a tragic ending, basically.
Yeah, the charge of the Light Brigade. Let me skip to the end of this.
Pew 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 pew.
Yeah, they die.
You know,
They get annihilated.
interesting fact about the charge of the Light Brigade. Like, some of them got through and stole cannons. And the Victoria Cross, which is like the highest honour medal you can get from the UK, the metal that they use for those medals is made out of the cannons that they stole in the charge of the Light Brigade.
Okay.
Wow.
Still to this day.
What happens when they run out?
I don't know. They've got a lot of cannons left. Fairly future-proofed.
Okay. We just assume that by the time we run out of cannons, someone else will have made a heroic but ultimately fatal charge, and we can replace it.
It'll be some sort
They'll
of
have to
space
go
battle
get
with
more
that one.
cannons.
At the end of World War One, Germany was required to scuttle its fleet, and that steel is still used to this day for very sensitive scientific instruments, because all steel manufactured in the last 3/4 of a century is contaminated from the nuclear tests and the bombs.
They like to get lead from old sailing ships for that reason. Things that have sunk.
You can actually... There's a cool thing with that radioactivity as well, where if someone's trying to lie to you about, like, oh, this is a really old bottle of wine, they can test it for isotopes that weren't present in the atmosphere before we dropped the nukes to figure that out.
Wow.
But wouldn't it be like contaminated instantly when you open it?
No, they can do it without opening the bottle.
Yeah, you stick a needle through the cork, right?
Whoa.
Maybe you could measure right through the glass.
So anyway, back to this Star Trek thing.
No, forget Star Trek. There's also one method of radiometric dating. I don't remember which specifically. Like, it just doesn't work for anything that's even vaguely recent because, everything's saturated with radioactivity from the bombs and all the tests. You can only test things that are, like, buried deep in the ice. Oh, if you look at the diagram there, the Cardassian ships and the Jem'Hadar ships have different icons representing them.
We got a digital damn 15 on here.
Does Chipotle make good tacos? I've
Oh.
only ever had burritos. Are they the same thing?
It's the same ingredients except in a smaller shell. Although their corn taco shells are actually pretty good.
I'm wondering,
I like how-
what's the relative value per calorie? Because I feel like burritos would give you more per dollar.
Probably.
Burritos are higher in like carbs. That's the whole selling point of a taco. It's super low carbs to
But I love
like
carbs.
thing ratio.
Carbohydrates are my favorite macromolecule. Oh, here we get the scene of Ducat being an idiot.
Yeah. I like the fact that Ducat embarrassed Wayun in front of the founder, though.
Not until this war is over. You really think you can take the Dominion by yourself, Ducat? Once they've already conquered the entire quadrant, you're going to take them on with just Cardassians? Well, what do you know? He identified exactly the people in the cell.
Well, Lita wasn't really.
Yeah.
I mean, Ducat, isn't that literally
reality
what you're doing?
check.
Are you
Reality
not?
check. Are you not what?
Is he not actually holding them for questioning? Seems like exactly what he's doing.
Well, he's holding them so they can't sabotage anything during the battle.
So reality check, is the universal translator translating their words for the camera? Because they should really be speaking Cardassian to each other right now, right?
Yeah, universal translators
Yeah.
always, except when Klingons are speaking Klingon.
Yeah, the universal translators are working for us right now.
Yeah.
When you try to speak a foreign language like that in the vicinity of a universal translator, it automatically translates you even if you don't want to be translated. It's kind of like you can't. It's kind of like you fighting with autocorrect.
Yeah, in the original series, they say that the universal translator reads your brainwaves and your intentions, and that's how it translates. It doesn't actually translate the grammar. So if you don't want it to be translated, I guess the universal translator takes that into account, like the sorting hat. If you don't want something, then it'll factor that in.
Well, if it does that, could it start to like spot out stuff you didn't vocalize? Like you're just thinking to yourself, "Ah, that guy's a prick," and just
Yeah, basically.
It's
I
all
mean,
intention
that's like
dependent.
telepathy. So, like, who
meanwhile,
needs Troy at this point then?
Meanwhile,
Yeah,
Everyone's
it
got
sounds like
cat up in there.
everyone's got telepathy now.
Well, Bill, you're a little quiet. It's hard to hear you over the other people.
Darmok and Jalat at Tanak.
Meanwhile, the Babel fish from the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy just feeds on the sound waves. Takes an input and gives an output.
Ryan, did you turn Bill up?
Yeah, he's boosted on my end, but I can't boost him for everyone else.
Does it feed on the sound waves or like the neural energy?
I have to rewatch that clip from the 1981 miniseries. I'll find it.
Which was better than the movie?
Oh, you thought so too?
Yeah. Well, yeah, the movie was kind of. Oof. Sorry.
So how come he didn't think that Impala was one of the Resistance members?
Because she's hiding very little.
You have nothing to hide. Don't make it weird, Damar. Damar, you made it weird. Just arrest people. Come on. Don't have to make... Just...
He doesn't take Quark. Oh, mistake.
No. The fool. He trusts his bartender, but he shouldn't. And how long
The
does
question
this
is, why
battle
does the
last?
cat trust the bartender?
I don't
have
know.
spies tomorrow.
I mean, Quark was there when it was originally Cardassian controlled. Maybe he knows him from then.
You know, part of Cisco's program could have had the replicator make one of those phaser balls in the command center program for Cardassians. You know, just why not?
Yeah, I mean, the program's already there.
It's a trap.
The pattern's
It's
on
a trap.
file. Seal them in and start replicating phaser balls.
Do those ships have to be
Never.
that close together?
We're straying into that weird territory where the space battle becomes totally meaningless.
They're
It's
not
like
that close
mess.
together.
They are way too close to each other to do any reasonable maneuvering.
So pay attention.
That's like hundreds
to
of
when,
meters apart.
There's this one ship later on that has like a phaser blast goes straight through the saucer. Remember that shot, because that's going to come up in later episodes. It's a reused shot.
Use your ears, Nog.
Hang on, but I thought battles of hundreds of ships at once, that was just something that Discovery did, to be like Star Wars. That didn't happen.
No, cute robots.
I see what you did there, Ryan.
It's
I
a
see
fair
what you
point,
did.
but it doesn't happen every other episode with
It
Star Wars
only
sound
happened once in
effects.
Discovery. What do you mean?
No.
It was one episode.
The very first episode has a, or maybe it's the second episode, has a pretty large battle.
But with the battle in Discovery, there's just a cloud of like little tiny subships that fly around like a locust swarm, and it's indistinguishable.
I think
Whereas it's like you can see a Reliant, you can see an Excelsior, you can see a Galaxy.
Well, yeah, I think the point of contention with that swarm thing is like it's literally just a swarm of shuttles that would be annihilated anyway.
Well, yeah, we get the how do you conquer your enemy speech from Dukat. And then you kill them.
Only if necessary.
What is best in life?
Some people say Bejor, and some people say Bejor. Which is it?
Bejor.
J or a
Bejor?
hard J?
Well,
it's a fictional
if
planet.
we
How
want to
you
go
name it
by
however
the
you want.
original pronunciation, as it was originally intended, then it would be Bajor.
Oh no, a third one.
Bajor inhabited
Is
by
it-
the Bajora.
Is it GIF or GIF?
Jif.
Jif.
Yeah.
Is it Jif or Jeff?
Is it JPEG or JPEG?
Or GEF?
Well, if you think it's
JPEG.
supposed to be GIF because the G stands for graphics, then you have to say JPEG for photographic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The argument is so
Quote of
wrong,
the
I know
day.
that I agree with its
I
conclusion.
find you're talking about somebody's name.
You also have to say scaba instead of scuba. Scaba, excuse me, scaba. Underwater apparatus.
You're talking about the English language as if it has rules that govern everything. You silly boy.
No, I'm talking about people who think that the English language has rules that strict.
Yeah.
On Bajor. On the 5th day of
Bajor?
conquest Cardassia gave to me a single statue of me on Bajor.
Baseball.
It's a dead sport. And again, that baseball was given to Cisco by an alien that was pretending to be the last great player in the World Series in an episode with Rumpelstiltskin.
Yeah.
Rumpelstiltskin. That doesn't sound like it meshes.
I mean, I don't know what to tell you. That's what happened. There was Buck Bokai, the baseball legend, and there was Rumpelstiltskin. And there was Submissive Jadzia.
And there was Horny Dax.
Yeah. That's a weird episode.
Which episode is this?
If Wishes Were Horses.
Season 1.
Season 1 is all you have to say, really.
They're salads.
Move along home.
Shop 2. What shop are they on now?
Episode
with
16.
The war?
Yeah.
I feel like... So she's a shapeshifter, right?
No, she's a solid. What do you mean? Of course, what kind of question is that?
Why that shape?
Because I think we've asked this many times, and the argument basically goes like this. 1, she looks like that because that's what Odo looks like, and she wants to make him comfortable. 2, but then why does she look like that when she's only talking to Jem'Hadar and Vorta? And nobody knows. Link with me, Odo. Clarity and chill?
Clarity and chill.
She's a thought.
That's all she thinks about. All she wants to do with all of her time on the station is link with Odo.
Women, am I right?
Oh, is this it? No, that's not. Yeah, this shot right here. Remember that.
Whoa.
That's gonna happen later.
Yeah, vertical through.
In various space battles with the Dominion, that's gonna be reused.
Yeah. They filmed, like, a lot of the elements are filmed individually and then they're combined, so they just recombine them in different combinations to get new scenes.
Wow. Oh, and here's the bit we get remastered in the DS9 documentary.
So in the remastered one, you can see that, like, the head of the Defiant is connected with, like, a neck, and you can see there's a gap. And I was like, I don't see that gap on any of the drawings of this ship.
I mean, what I remember is that the big, like, Vorta flagship is a lot purpler and glowier in the remaster.
Now, is the reason that we didn't have these kinds of battles in Next Generation because the computer compositing was just not that point yet, or what?
Yeah, the Next Generation didn't really use CG, and DS9 uses it extensively.
But this is all models still. All this, these are still model ships.
I don't think that's true.
Oh,
these are the Defiant.
No, you're right. There's a CG in this one. The battle where the Klingons were attacking D-69, that was all models.
Okay. And there were decidedly fewer ships moving much slower.
Yeah.
But yeah, TNG didn't really do that. They just had models hung on wires, so they just used a few ships at a time.
Well, they
do for Wolf 359. Or no, we didn't. We just saw the aftermath of Wolf 359. That's right.
Yeah.
We saw Wolf 359's battle at the beginning of Deep Space Nine.
True.
So from what I understand, when they started Next Generation, I think we talked about this off stream the other day. They did like 20 to
Did you just have a dream
24
that we talked
shots.
about it?
No, I think we talked about it. You might not have been there. But they did like 20 to 24 shots of the Enterprise, and like the vast majority of the shots you see of the Enterprise is just one of these shots, and then they mat in a planet, or they mat in an enemy ship, or they mat in some special effect, you know.
So much work.
And it's just a handful of shots. They did all up front.
They really do use this same damn establishing shot of Enterprise in front of any planet whatsoever.
Yeah.
That starts to drive me nuts.
Did Quark really have to grab her by the face there? He could have just talked to her. She knows who he is. Ooh, a souffle with some spicy mayo.
Souffle.
It's Hassenpfeffer, Hasperat, too.
You have no authority here, Ziyal, daughter of Dukat. Oh, wow, look at that, the holster the Cardassian guard has. It's an actual holster. Not just like a 2-inch deep pocket.
There's a spring snake under it. Wow!
A holster instead of like
I was right.
A flip-flop under a belt.
It just looks like he's holding a revolver on his side.
It's their goofy disruptors have like, or phasers have a reverse grip.
It looks like a pie, not a souffle.
I hope you get him out of that souffle, because he's going to suffocate. Nope, they're leaving him there. He's dead.
He's fine.
He's fine for like the next 20 seconds.
He's fine.
Well, if the souffle is airy and fluffy enough, he should have no problem. If Quark did his job right.
Hey, King Raktajino, what about a souffle? I feel like Cardassians wouldn't be big on Klingon drinks. The Raktajino.
So why aren't these Jem'Hadar just pulling the trigger right now?
Yeah, they should be.
Well, the plot requires them to not.
Because the Jem'Hadar are always terrible in battle.
And they don't use guns.
Yeah, for being genetically engineered warriors, they are really shit at their job, and then their ships are like cannon fodder.
They're like Star Wars battle droids. They're technically made exclusively for battle, but they really cheaped out on it.
They spared every expense.
He's a good shot.
Major Kira's like, oh, well.
Now,
bartender badass here.
The fact that Quark hesitated here for a few seconds after shooting them is what directly leads to the fall of the minefield.
What do you mean?
Because
he was
they
only a
missed
few
it by a
seconds
couple
too late.
seconds. If Quark hadn't hesitated, they would have gotten it.
Yeah, but he was just, processing the kill.
Yeah, Quark had just shot them as soon as he walked in. He would have been able to lower the force field anyway. Like, they lowered it themselves, not Jem'Hadar, so.
Yoink.
I don't know what the plan was. Like, did he really think that he was going to get the Jem'Hadar to open the holding cells?
Stop asking to link with Odo, Salome. Don't you have anything else on your mind?
Bonk. She wants to find out what Odo knows. That's why she wants to link.
Don't they have hundreds of Jem'Hadar on this station? How hard could it be? Could they transport Kira and the rest of the terrorist group? Scan for Ferengi life signs. transport them literally anywhere else. Like into space. Transport
Into
them into space.
space.
Like into
Yeah.
space. Mm-hmm.
I
There's
told
so
you,
many solutions.
this problem would have been solved long ago if they just spaced them.
Well, another thing they could have done was once they arrested them to implant them with tracking devices, and then as soon as they step foot out of the brig, just transport them back into the brig.
Oh no, barrels!
Like any number of.
The
That's a lot of
Cardassian
barrels.
computer starts getting all
Barrels
bitchy
everywhere.
with them.
It is barrels, but most of them are silver, and there are no
Are those
Klingons
gas
around.
cans?
So, yeah,
I bet they are. They've just been repainted.
yeah.
What parts of the station are fueled by gasoline?
Well, it's probably not gasoline in the cans, but they are gas cans spray painted silver.
Yeah,
No, it's probably
they
gasoline.
could put mustard. They could put mustard in them.
Well, I think that they're all just
That's where they keep
empty.
it.
They just pour it out of it.
Oh,
Okay.
no, it's ramek sauce.
Cardassian.
Can never get rid of this stuff.
Yamek sauce.
And there we go. All is forgiven. He shot a couple of spiky boys, and now he's fine. That's all it takes. Yep. Make sure you turn right because there's a map painting on the other side. You can't go that way.
I'd like to see one of them just like a Wile E. Coyote into it once. I wonder if there's an outtake of someone doing that.
I mean, I
Yeah,
assume
you
it's
wonder-
not subtle in real life.
Yeah.
Are these
Well,
Maybe
escape
if you're
pods
looking
here?
down or talking to
Yeah.
somebody, or
I bet you
Yeah.
I could spacey enough at some point to do that.
nowadays, if you're walking and texting, people walk into walls all the time, walking and
All right, seal
texting.
her in. Good.
No, radiate the tunnel.
Evacuate the air.
The air isn't safe around the Bajoran terror.
Yeah, the problem with the Dominion is it's not brutal enough. When they get people suspected of terrorism, just kill them immediately.
You can't be guilty until proven innocent.
You can be in the Dominion.
I think the Dominion's tactic is like we want to sort of almost woo the people that we occupy into thinking we're good, and then once they think that, we can crack down hard. Because they need to stay justified in the eyes of the other powers of the Alpha Quadrant.
But what if they just execute all the people who complain? Oh, he has lies, Damar.
I have spies tomorrow.
Plan B, ram the station. Could we ram the deflector?
Could we ram the station into the wormhole?
Oh, I thought she was talking about something else. Never mind.
So he keeps stuffing the baseball into his other fist or whatever. Can you catch pop flies, Damar?
You see, if he hadn't hesitated, this would have been fine.
Uh-oh.
Good job, Rom. There go the mines. And you lose the war. That's it. It's over. So it would be an excellent time to surrender. Well, I mean, Cisco did say that fortune favors the bold, and this is pretty bold. Therefore, it'll all work out.
Every time it snaps back to her, this other changeling here, and the dress is so similar to skin color. For a split second, I think she's nude.
Yeah, she is, technically.
It's actually annoying.
Yeah, Odo and the shapeshifter, they're always nude, if you think about it.
They don't believe in clothing.
Concepts such as nudity don't apply to changelings.
What about their communicator?
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, that was always my question. Where does this communicator go?
wherever he wants it to go.
Exactly. So where's that?
He keeps it inside. Like the changelings can hold
But
things
where?
inside their form.
But
It just sits in the puddle at night, and then he gets up and puts it back on.
He just sits there fiddling with it in a little internal pocket, flipping it over, just to keep his mind occupied. It's a little fiddle toy for him.
Fidget spinner.
I don't feel like the prophets are going to be happy about you firing torpedoes in their tunnel. I don't like it. So was this Cisco's plan all along, or did he actually want to start shooting?
He actually wanted to start shooting, I think.
I think so too.
Well, why would he do that in the wormhole?
Maybe he thought he'd collapse it from inside.
Maybe. Or may be more of a confined area, therefore he can do more damage to more enemy ships. If it is a confined area, I don't know. Oh, he's got plot armor! He's got plot armor even from within the plot.
He is like 1/4 god, so that's fair. You're not going to be able to save the Alpha Quadrant with one ship against a fleet, Ben. You're not helping.
I think the idea is probably more just like fuck with the wormhole so badly that it crushes all the ships.
The prophets are taking this very literally. He's been returned to the ship. What's the problem? The Cisco. Oh, is this when they... This is the first time they call him the Cisco.
Is it the first time?
I think so.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Well, he concerns them a great deal, apparently.
Mm-hmm. This seems to me like if he's willing to sacrifice his life, then he's got them completely at an ultimatum. He's like, look, if you don't want me to die, then do something. Otherwise, I'm going to die.
They could also just like keep him with them.
Yeah.
It's like, no, we'll let your crew die, but you're going to stay here.
Right?
Like they held on to that Bajoran prophet for hundreds of years. Or not the prophet, a poet. They are of Bajor.
Tell them they're concerned.
Why do you want a penance? They're really leaning into wanting to be gods.
Oh, I've got a question.
That's what Bajoran. All right.
7.
That's what Bajoran speech they are. All right, gods.
Kai Opaka.
Yep.
They left her on the planet with the Innis
she's
and
still
Null
alive.
Innis, right? So she's still there. Why did they need a new Kai? Why couldn't they just set up like FaceTime with the Kai? And,
You can't grab people's ears over Zoom.
They could get one of those hologram like they used with Eddington, get the hologram system. Yeah. I'm just saying we could have avoided a whole lot of problems if Kai Wynn remained a Vedic.
Then we would have missed out on all the smug. It'd be a tragedy. And they're gone. That's it. Seriously, O'Brien? Why would you even shout that out?
There was an episode, maybe 2, where Cisco orders them to raise shields and then cloak. And I was like, not sure that's how that works.
It works in those episodes very well.
I guess so.
They just selected all their ships and hit the delete key, I guess.
Yeah, in Star
Control
Trek
A.
Online.
Control
do-
X.
In Star Trek Online, they do a storyline where the prophets just like moved them forward in time, so they just show up again later. And you have
That's
to
the
talk
penance.
down a fleet or something.
Obviously.
Wow, really? They're winning.
Where do they have ships docked to escape to, though? I don't remember seeing any ships. And I don't know if the
maybe
Dominion have runabouts.
they've got to have at
Or
least
s-
one ship there.
Don't remember.
Yeah, Ducat's going crazy now. Now he gets his mental break.
Now give him back his baseball and say you're sorry.
Jesus. Calm down, Mark. Alright, shoot them. Don't let them escape. Oh. Wait, what do you mean you're in no shape to stop them? Don't you still have torpedoes? That's Tarak Nor?
He said that.
He just did a double Picard maneuver.
Wow.
Yep, he did.
Whoa.
Double Picard.
That means the second one, at least, was just for satisfaction.
I'm pretty sure the Picard maneuver is sometimes done with a satisfied error.
So do you think that the Dominion did any cool upgrades to the station while they were here? That the Federation was like, cool, what's this?
Better bugs.
Better mugs.
Yeah, Salome definitely knows that Odo betrayed her. But she's fine with it. Because he didn't harm any changelings. He just killed a bunch of solids, so whatever.
I'm gonna miss this place.
Oh, it's a good thing you found it. You almost ran into a painting.
I heard about the evacuation. You mean on the announcements being made over the loudspeakers on the station?
Yeah.
This is a first priority order. I wonder who that's for. No, Ducat, you can't go that way. Maybe he's gonna turn into that hallway. She's a traitor. She's a traitor to Cardassia. So, Ducat, how about that whole thing about enemies of the state deserve their fate? I'm pretty sure Zial is now an enemy of the state.
I mean, it's kind of a trope of the fascists on TV that they find out that their kid is an enemy and that they protect them.
The rules don't apply to me. They only apply to everyone else. Oh, there she goes. Now, of course, Damar had to come down that side hallway. You just shot his daughter, Damar. He's not going with you. It's okay. We've already gone through 2 Zeals. There's probably another. We can get
2 of
Zeal
them?
number 4.
What do you mean?
They're like waves. You just keep replacing them.
Yeah. There was the Zeal
or
in the
like
prison
Ray
camp.
in Evangelion.
There was the Zeal in the prison camp. Then there was a different Zeal that Kira met and made friends with. Then there's this Zeal. Oh no, are you gonna tell him about the betrayal? Or are you just gonna pretend?
Oh no, you
everything's
fraud.
fine?
That's
Oh.
yeah.
A whole barrel of blood wine. Dump it over him like Gatorade.
Is that Impala on the right?
Right, correct.
It's Impella, actually, like the doors and windows.
Okay. I'm pretty sure it's actually Impala.
Impala?
Eric just looking for somebody to bother.
He's just looking around like, oh god, all these clothes, they're so tattered.
I mean, I'm not sure about Garrick's outfit here. I don't like it. It's too droopy around the shoulders.
He made
It's
it
current
himself.
Cardassian style.
Oh wow.
He's gone.
Yeah,
That's
he's
fine.
done. He's out of it. Maybe if you had a counselor on the station.
Well, he fixes that problem a little later on.
Yeah. Good job, Ducat. So his wife divorced him because of Zial. His Cardassian family disowned him. Zial is dead. Because he stayed on the station, he no longer has any standing with the Cardassians. So he has nothing except a baseball. And now he doesn't even have that.
Couldn't you check it for poison or something?
Nah, that's fine.
That's
there's a
probably
Jaeger
a
class in
really
the
big
background.
thing for him. That's probably a really big thing for him to say right there. I forgive you too.
Yeah. I don't think he's very sincere, though, given what happens in later episodes.
Yeah, except he didn't.
Didn't forgive him at all. Devotes the entire rest of his life to extracting vengeance. Alright. Well, that's the last episode for today. No triangle ships showed up, unfortunately.
Can't believe it. Out of all those ships, no triangles.
Yeah, no triangles.
There was triangle pillows though, so
there were
that's
triangle
okay.
pillows. So let's see.
Ducat just wants to know that Cisco respects him.
Yeah.
Then he will extract vengeance.
Yeah, that's not going to go so well. So let's see. Tomorrow's video is going to be that scene of would it be more aesthetically pleasing if it were blue? It's an edit to that. More Star Trek Judgment Rights on Thursday. Then TNG next week is going to be True Q, which is fine, Rascals, which is amazing, and A Fistful of Datas, which is also amazing. It's going to be great.
Some good shit.
Yeah.
And then next week, Deep Space Nine is going to be Worf's wedding with You Are Cordially Invited. We get Boreal again and his abs.
Mm-hmm.
And then we
That's
get...
not the name. Is it and his abs?
And his abs, yeah. And then we get statistical probabilities with the mutants. They're pretty cool. And we get not Admiral Patrick, but just regular Patrick. We'll meet Admiral Patrick eventually. That should be good.
That's a stupid question.
I didn't even ask you a question. Don't tell me it's a stupid question.
That's a stupid question too.
Oh, okay, Admiral. Okay, that's it for today, though. We're done here.
Bye, everybody.
Live long and prosper.
The higher, the fewer.
Yeah.